not a game, it's a rants thing.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's show. We are going to be live streaming the NFL draft today. Welcome, all. It is one of the most coveted and special nights of the year in the NFL, and I cannot wait to cover everything with you guys. And as you may see, I have a empty seat here. I have a special guest coming with me today to cover the NFL draft. It's going to be a fun time. And we'll get to him in just a bit. But before we get any closer, guys, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share the podcast and the show and my YouTube channel to a family member and a friend. We're going to kick it off here. It's approximately 8:05. I imagine the first pick will be coming very, very soon. And I think it's time to get to my special guest. I think he's ready to go and ready to come out. But today, my special guest will be my father is joining me today, and we're going to be chopping it up with you all and discussing some much-needed drama surrounding the NFL. And that drama has pertained to a multitude of things when it pertains to the stuff going on with George Pickens. There was news just now, as of approximately just a couple minutes ago, that George Pickens did sign his franchise tag. So does that mean that there's a possibility that George Pickens will be getting traded tonight? There's so many storylines that we're going to follow today, and ready to get into it. But yeah, here you go. Prepped and ready to go.
We're ready.
Here, get your AirPod right there. And hold on, go close the door and then put her in there.
We're live.
I don't know why it's there we go.
This is like Dan Levitard and Poppy making my debuts. Great to be with you guys here tonight. Long time coming, being able to chop it up with my son here, and what better night to do it on NFL draft night.
Hey, get your microphone. You got to get your microphone, bud.
See, I'm new to all this, so.
All right, so yeah, I got a very action-packed night. Got many storylines that we're going to follow today. Obviously, we know who the first overall pick is going to be. Definitely going to be Fernando Mendoza off the board. But from 2 to 12, it could be anyone getting drafted. There are many storylines. Who is going to trade up? There's many teams that calling about the Lions wanting to trade up in the 20 to get an offensive tackle. The Cardinals is wanting to trade back and possibly draft Ty Simpson tonight later on in the first round. There's just so many storylines we can go to. But Dad, first news we're going to react to. Obviously, we got the Dallas Cowboys jerseys on. I would be remiss to not bring this topic up, but we did just get news that George Pickens did just sign his franchise tag, and that has got the media going crazy already. And what do you think is possibly going to happen with that? Many people are saying that he could possibly get traded. What is your overall thoughts on the idea of George Pickens getting traded possibly tonight or tomorrow for a second, third, or later round pick?
My take is, even though he is a great player, we need more players on defense. So my take is, I hope and pray that my team, I have no faith in those Jones boys. I call them the Doofus brothers. I hope and pray they can maximize this man's value because he has elite talent. He's just a phenomenal player, but we do not need the luxury of two high-end wide receivers when our defense is so porous. So my take is I hope tonight, because he signed this franchise tag, that we can get a first-round pick for him. I don't care. I hope it's for 2027 because that draft will be packed and stacked. So I hope we can get a first rounder. I'll be a little disappointed if it's a second round or less. I do not want any less than a second rounder for sure. If not, then I would just rather him play out this year, knowing we would be guaranteed a third round pick for as a compensatory pick in 2028.
Yeah, Jane Slater, very heavy reporter when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. She already said that as of right now, George Pickens has not exactly signed his franchise tag just yet. It's pretty much a handshaking deal. Good faith, that is what they're calling with quotations. Pretty much when it comes to George Pickens, they said with the franchise tag, with the non-exclusive franchise tag, that basically a team has the opportunity to trade for George Pickens, sign him to a contract, and the Dallas Cowboys get compensation off that. I've already gave my 2 cents on it. Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, pretty good deal. But the idea that you're going to get George Pickens for a first-round pick, I just don't see it happening.
Listen.
Well, hold on. I understand how talented he is. Many GMs, Jordan Schultz did report today that many GMs have already said, yes, George Pickens is a top 5 talent in the NFL at the wide receiver position. But the idea that the uncertainty surrounding this player, I do not see any team with their right minds. Hey, there may be some foolish GMs out there who is worthy enough and dumb enough to want to do a first round pick. Hey, all power to them. But the smart executives in this league and the smart GMs and the smart teams know good and well you cannot invest a first-round pick into this player. He's too big of a wild card. You don't know what you're going to get with him on and off the field. And that is the reason why I see, even if he is traded, he is going to play on his franchise tag. Because there's no way, form, or fashion a team is going to be comfortable paying this guy $35+ million. It is just the idea of paying this guy this type of money. The difference between him and Jackson Smith and Jigba is large. The difference between him and CeeDee Lamb is large. There is a wider gap in as far as player on and off the field between these guys. So it is absolutely, you're just playing cards, flipping the dice if you're going to pay this guy $35 million. That is just my personal take on it. Do I see him in a Dallas Cowboys uniform this year? More than likely, unless something drastically happens in the next 24 hours.
Well, my take is there is a reason this man, and the rumors are out that he has signed or will sign that franchise tag, because he is getting dealt this weekend, preferably tonight, no later than tomorrow night. Now, again, will I be disappointed if he's not? No, because, hey, a wide receiver tandem of CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens is top of the market.
Absolutely.
I don't know of any other there is no other wide receiver duo that's better in the league.
Jordan Tyson?
Jordan Tyson?
It's a joke.
No. I mean, you can put up, the Bengals wide receivers. They're great. The Eagles wide receiver, they're pretty good. But you're looking at CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens are both top 10 wide receivers in this
Don't want to cut you off here. We are fixing to get the very first pick. Roger Goodell is on.
And we know who it is.
Fernando Mendoza is the first overall pick of the 2026 draft. He is one of those 5-year seniors, I think, if I'm not mistaken, or he was a 4-year. But he led the Indiana Hoosiers to their first national championship as in the program. He has been overall coveted over the last 5 months or so, without a shadow of a doubt, going to be the first quarterback taken. There's been rumors coming out between when Kubiak got signed as the head coach and Tom Brady and everyone else. There's already rumors coming out that he was already studying the playbook 2 months ago. So there was, I mean, you could have took it to the bank that this guy was going to be the first overall pick. Dad, what's your thoughts on Fernando Mendoza going to the Raiders? And do you think he will finally shift the tide in that organization?
Phenomenal player. Very impressed with not only his athletic ability, but his intangibles. This is just a guy who will get the locker room excited. He says and does all the correct things. He will be the linchpin for the turnaround for Nader's Ration next year. So I have no doubts that he will be a phenomenal player in the league. He's just one of these guys. He's going to take his lunch pail, show up every day, and just do and say all the right things. So great pick by the Raiders. Not a surprise at all. As my son mentioned, he's had the playbook, and he's already been studying it. So if anyone put anyone in the first pick other than this guy, they lost money. Like Vegas, I mean, they made money on this. So phenomenal pick. The wild card will be pick number 2 and going forward for sure.
Quick and simple, we knew Fernando Mendoza was going to be the number 1 overall pick. Let's just be honest. The Raiders has got an uphill battle. I know the new general manager there. I cannot remember his name from the top of my head. But I know he was very, very hoping that he was going to be able to get that Max Crosby trade, excuse me, and get those 4 first-round picks over this year, next year, to be able to rebuild that franchise. They need players everywhere. I mean, they need an offensive line. They need a number 1 wide receiver. Outside of Max Crosby, that defense from the back 7 is just absolutely horrendous across the board. So they need a lot of players. They got a very, very big uphill battle. But I have faith in the Raiders organization only because of Tom Brady. If it was not for Tom Brady, I wouldn't have no faith in this organization because they're run by Al Davis. He's one of the worst owners, just top 5 worst owner in the NFL.
Well, listen,
he's going to soon
trade and signed a lot of players in the offseason, especially on defense. So they are trending in the right direction. I like that. So if you're a Raiders Nation fan, and Raiders fans are some of the best in the nation for sure. Even though they've been in the abyss for many years, they still show up. They still cheer as if they were a winning franchise over and over. But I like the direction. As you said, Tom Brady, he's a consultant. He's part owner now. So I like the direction they're going. And, hey, they still have money to spend. They have draft picks. They still have those 2 first-rounders that they didn't have to give up. And I think unless Max Crosby is dealt, he bleeds silver and black. I mean, he is Raider Nation, right? So, I mean, I like the direction he's going, especially on the defense. Now, they do have some work to do on the offense for sure. But they do have money and they do have assets in these picks that they still got some work to do.
And it is reported there has been some discussions around media saying that Al Davis is soon to probably more than likely sell the franchise in the next 5-10 years. So I do see a scenario where Tom Brady might be a handing over to him type deal. But as of right now, we're going to go ahead and move on. The Jets pick is currently in. This is where it's going to get crazy. We could have David Bailey here, Orville Reese. They could throw us a wild card and get a wide receiver. Who knows? This is when the draft, this is where the thick is about to get thin. If I was a betting man, I really do think this is David Bailey. The Jets traded away Quinnen Williams. They traded away their other edge rusher, the guy that they drafted in the second round a couple years ago. They traded him to the Titans. Don't have his name from the top of my head. But they need edge help really bad. They need players. This is another franchise that need players across the board. They have 8 first-round draft picks in the next 3-4 years. Okay, they have traded away. They're starting to build their future right now. And Roger Goodell is headed to the podium, and we're going to wait and see who is going to be a New York Jet.
Yep.
David Bailey.
Yep.
A lot of controversy over the last 3 hours because David Bailey did post an Instagram story with all 31 teams in the photo except for the New York Jets. So all the storylines just started happening about, okay, the Jets canceled his 30 visit, so who knows, is he actually going to the Jets? But first wild card's off the board, so
yeah, no indications for the last week or so was that the Jets were high on this guy and not Arvell Reese. So I felt pretty confident this was going to be the number 2 pick as well.
Yeah. Obviously, the Jets need many more needs outside of edge rusher.
I thought the Cowboys needed help. Jets need it so bad. They are their ownership and their organization is just woo. Makes me feel good being a Cowboys fan. I thought we had it bad. Yeah, Jets have it a lot worse than us. Sorry, Jets fans, including you, Greeny.
So the Jets will be back up at 16. Look, they need a quarterback. I know they traded away for Geno Smith, but Geno Smith is not going to be your answer for the next 5 years. That's the reason why the Raiders got rid of him, and Tom Brady was over that transaction as well. So they pivoted off him really quick. Again, they need players everywhere. This is going to be a long, long rebuild. The Jets are going to be contending for last place in their division with the Dolphins. Those two teams are pretty much going to be contending for who's going to play worse, who's going to be the worser team. I mean, they're just going to be playing for bottom of the barrel, and they're pretty much going to be playing for a higher draft pick for years to come. I don't see them drafting a quarterback this year. I would be shocked given how rich that quarterback class is going to be next year. So I imagine they would probably save all their ammunition in order to get that high draft pick next year and draft one of those dark horse quarterbacks, Arch Mannings, Dante Moore, and a plethora of others, Lenore Sellers, who are going to be in next year's draft. So this is where the thick is fixing to get thin. The Arizona Cardinals are on the clock. There has been a lot of rumors going around the last couple of weeks about this being one of the teams that is possibly going to trade down. And even the Cardinals themselves, they've been spiraling the media a little bit as well. They've been saying that they're going to take Jeremiah Love with the number 3 pick. Many people are thinking that the Cardinals is bluffing in order for somebody to be dumb enough to trade up and trade back into their pick. Because I think this is one of the teams that is possibly going to trade. They're going to trade back and possibly try and trade back up into the first round to draft Ty Simpson in the later first round. So there's 3 minutes left on the clock for Arizona. This is going to be a wait-and-see type deal because the trades come in pretty late. There could be 50, 30 seconds, even close to 10 seconds on that clock, and they'll say the pick is in, and Roger Goodell will come up and say there has been a trade, and that team will be up on the clock. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But what do you think the Cardinals is going to do here?
Yeah, I think if they're staying pat, my gut feeling is Jeremiah Love. Even though I do not like the idea of taking a running back this high. I mean, that's almost abysmal to do it. I think they could trade back a couple spots if all possible and still get Jeremiah Love. Yeah, if it's not Jeremiah Love, it may be an offensive tackle. So we'll see. And, you know, what about this? What about the quickness and not having a full 10 minutes in the first round this year? That is phenomenal. I'm loving the speed at which this draft is going to be taking place tonight.
Yeah, I've always been a big believer in this. There's no reason why the first round should be 3.5 hours long. There's no reason why we should be sitting here till 11:30. This is the first round for every GM in the NFL. You know who you're going to get. You have your plethora of players. You have your top 5 players on the board who you think is going to be there at your current pick. It is not like the later round picks where you literally got to scramble and figure out who you're going to get. So the first round, you've known for a couple months now. You have an idea of who you're going to want at your set position. For example, like the Jets at the number 2 pick. You know good and well who you're going to get. You have 3 players on the board more than likely. You're going to pick. You have a long time to pick between those 3 players. So I think it's a phenomenal job that it is not that long because last year I remember. I was live streaming for roughly almost 4 hours, and it was not fun. It was not fun sitting here talking about just random stuff for 4 hours. So I'm glad, yes, that they did speed this up. The Cardinals pick is in, so we're going to wait and see if somebody called in and traded up, or they're fixing to
No, the
Make
pick
a
is
pick.
in. Their pick is in.
So
There's
I
no
don't.
trade. The pick is in.
I know that they've been saying Jeremiah Love. I wouldn't be surprised if they go offensive tackle here. Maybe the tackle out of Oregon be the first one to go off the board. I think he is going to be the first offensive lineman to go off the board. Between him and the guy at Penn State, those are going to be the first two offensive linemen to be taken. Maybe they even go edge rusher. I just don't know where they're going to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure enough, Arvell will be one of these top picks, top 5 for sure.
Because I got to give credit to Peter Schrager. He talked about it today. Outside of Larry Fitzgerald, what is the last player for the Arizona Cardinals that was your premier blue chip player, your premier star? You've not had one. Kyler Murray was an absolute disaster. He had to get a clause in his contract for him to study more and not play video games.
I mean, like, can you imagine being a grown man, NFL player, your dream comes true, and all you want to do is stay online and play video games? Like, come on, man. Be a professional. Pick up your lunch pail and get to work. Study, my guy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Matarazzi Marv, my guy, Ohio State, he has turned out to be very underwhelming. Hey, Roger Goodell is on to the podium. Let's see what we got. It just wows me how he still gets booed every pick.
I mean, it's just tradition.
They're making a pick.
There we go.
Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, that's just I do not care how big of a generational talent he is, or supposedly, you know, it's like every 2 years a generational talent comes. But I mean, to have to pick a running back this high is,
Yeah, you're rolling the dice. Basically, from how the running back market is right now, Jeremiah Love is already top 3 in guaranteed money in a rookie contract. Mina Kynes, shout out, give credit to her. She brought up that stat earlier today on television, and I had to look it up to fact check it because that is absolutely wild. A running back is going to have rookie contract is going to have top 3 guaranteed money in his position. It's a big roll of the dice for the Cardinals. You can't really fault them for it. Do you want to be boring and get an offensive tackle, or do you want to make a big swing at top 5? Jeremiah Love has been coveted by many people, many analysts, many scouts, saying this is the best overall player in this draft. Yeah. I differ. I think it's Caleb Downs. That's just my personal opinion, which is a little biased because I am an Ohio State football fan. But they're saying this guy, pound for pound, is your best overall player in this draft. He is your all-around running back. He reminds you a lot of Christian McCaffrey. He's a do-it-all type guy. And Bijan Robinson. If I were to comp Jeremiah Love to anybody, it would more than likely be Bijan Robinson. He's fast. He ran a 4.3 40, if I'm not mistaken from the top of my head. He can catch it out of the backfield. He can run it and hit his head on the goalpost. He is your all-around guy. And this, in my opinion, is going to be the biggest star Arizona has had since the departure of Larry Fitzgerald. Yeah. Peter Schrager said it, and it has came to fruition. Now, it's going to be pretty interesting if what are they going to do at the quarterback position? Does this mean that Ty Simpson is going to slide into day 2, which would be pretty disappointing because he actually was on the red carpet today. But Jeremiah Love, big gamble for a top 5 pick, and you're spending it on a running back when you need so many needs everywhere. Their defense was pretty solid this year, but offensively, you probably could have used a tackle. Definitely somewhere on the offensive line. But hey, Jeremiah Love, James Conner, he had a big injury last year. If I'm not mistaken, I think James Conner either tore his ACL or tore his Achilles. So James Conner he's definitely on the back end of his career based on running back standards. So Jeremiah Love is gone for the Arizona Cardinals.
And immediately he becomes the face of the franchise. So again, this is a great marketing move by the Arizona Cardinals because even though you may need offensive tackle or offensive line, there's no marketing an offensive lineman, okay? So this guy, I mean, the smile, just the playmaking ability, he is going to be very marketable for this team for many years, and at least and until they get a quarterback who typically is the brander or the marketing person that they go around. But still, I mean, I think this guy has a lot of charisma, and I think, assuming everything goes well, he will be a great football player for many years. But for me, I go back to having flashbacks of Ezekiel Elliott and how excited I was when we drafted him, but unbeknowingly to Ezekiel Elliott, his body just could not hold up to the rigors of getting hit. And when you're taking on defenders and trying to plow through them, you just can't do that time after time after time. He may have been able to last a little bit longer by going out of bounds a lot more. I know he would have, but those tolls on those hits just take time. So hopefully Jeremiah Love can be a smarter football player and avoid as many tackles as possible because he will get a lot of touches.
All right, quick note here. Quarterback room for the Cardinals. Want to look it up to make sure. Their quarterback room is currently Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew. Jacoby Brissett came in and played pretty well last year for them. But currently he is going to hold out in training camp because he wants to get paid starting quarterback caliber money because he's not even close right now when it comes to contract with starting quarterbacks.
Oh, Lord, can you imagine having to pay that guy starter money? Come on, Jacoby.
Yes, and the Titans are currently on the clock. They have been one of the teams who's also been in trade talks, but a little graphic came up on the bottom of the screen here, and it's from Adam Schefter, and Adam Schefter did say that the Titans are going to stick and pick.
Yeah, the pick is in.
So the pick is already in. The players that we're going to be looking for here.
Offensive tackle.
Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles. They've been pretty much been mock defense over many mock drafts. I haven't seen many offensive players for this team. Obviously, Robert Saleh is their head coach, defensive-minded guy.
Yeah.
And you're more than likely, this is more than likely going to be a defensive player.
Yeah,
I would not be surprised if it's going to be Sonny Styles given their need at linebacker.
Yeah. Which is going to be a bummer for us as Cowboys fans because we would love to be able to get one of the big two from Ohio State University, either Caleb Downs or the linebacker, Sonny Styles. So my preference would be Sonny Styles because we are in dire need of linebacker, but it definitely those two would probably be done.
All right, Roger's coming up to stage. Quick note, there was a lot of clapping in the war room, so they already knew they got their guy.
Oh,
wow,
Lord.
the first curveball of today.
I like
Carnell Tate, wide receiver from the
it.
Ohio State University. Everyone's mock drafts is broken. Wow, this is the big shocker. Early reaction from me, I'm eternally shocked. Robert Saleh, defensive-minded head coach, the needs on the defensive side of the ball. But now that I think about it from the top of my head, this is a Cam Ward pick. You got your rookie quarterback.
Exactly,
He played phenomenally in college. He made some really decent plays last year. There was some plays where you saw Cam Ward and you're like, am I watching the second coming of Patrick Mahomes? Like the two off body throws cross field that he made last year. Crazy. But yes, they did not have a wide receiver. They've not had a good wide receiver since A.J. Brown. They even traded A.J. Brown and got Traylon Burks. That did not work out. So they're taking a big swing here and going for Carnell Tate out of Ohio State. Again, that's pretty shocking for me, given that many people had them going defense. I don't know any mock drafts that had Carnell Tate going to Tennessee. I really did not see this one coming.
But at the same time, I love it because when you have this young quarterback, you want to give him weapons, right? That's the only way he can be successful if you have weapons for him. So to get him a wideout, I like it. And plus, that means more defensive guys are going to be sliding down, and which means we maybe get one of the top defensive studs at number 12 when we pick. So I love it that offense went. The more offense goes, the more defensive players that can slide to us.
Exactly. And I don't want to make this a Cowboys thing, but obviously the Cowboys is really hoping to get multiple players. You got Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, and Mansour Delane. This is the first step of kind of like a breath of fresh air for Dallas because there has been many people who have thought that Sonny Styles was not going to make it past 4. And hey, there's probably the Giants pick is in right now. He's probably not going to make it past 5.
Yeah.
But this is a good step for Dallas right now, seeing that there is a good possibility at 12. we're going to possibly get our guy.
So tell me, young guy, my guy, who is the pick for the Giants here?
I want to go with my gut, and based on what information that Peter Schrager and many have said, I don't see Giants going to defensive players. It would not shock me, given if he goes. If I think it's more likely if Harbaugh goes Sonny Styles here, there's a good chance Caleb Downs will slide into 10. So I would be open to the possibility of that happening if they go Sonny Styles here. But I think my gut feeling is I think they're either going to go with a defensive player, either Caleb Downs or Sonny Styles, and I think they're either going to go get the guard from the Giants or get a wide receiver. Many people have said that John Harbaugh and everybody has been very, very ecstatic about Jordan Tyson. Don't know why, but they have. And they're saying, and a lot of people, a lot of GMs and people's been texting around the league saying Jordan Tyson's not making it out of the top 10. So take that with as you will.
Again, I like it. Take all the offensive players, people, but my gut feeling tells me this is going to be Sonny Styles. Harbaugh loves linebackers. What is he known for? He's linebacker university when he was with the Ravens, head coach. So he definitely is heavy on the linebackers, and what better way to start off your career with the New York Giants than tagging the top linebacker in the draft, unfortunately.
Yeah. Wow. We got a curveball 30 minutes into the draft. First 5 picks. Did not see in any way, form, or fashion Carnell Tate going to the Giants because many people had him possibly going to Cleveland, maybe even Washington if you're the Commanders. Terry McLaurin's getting older. You're definitely not signing him to another contract after the one you just gave him. So Carnell Tate could have been your moving on to the next generation type piece. I am shocked about that pick. And I would not be surprised right now because I know Cleveland was more than likely wanting to go receiver because their wide receiver room is pretty depleted. I think that pick possibly just opened the door of them trading back. Especially with the offensive talent that is currently available, this is a top-heavy defensive draft. The Cleveland Browns don't need defense. They had a top 5, top 10 defense this year. I mean, they had a linebacker at the rookie position from UCLA. He was in the conversations of being a possible All-Pro Pro Bowler type guy. You still have Myles Garrett. They're loaded. So I don't see a reason why I see them trading back here. I don't see a way that they make a pick.
Well, and, with that being said, the rumor has it that, Cowboys could be a trade partner for either slot 6 or 9, depending on how this draft goes and, who may be available. So we'll find out next pick for sure.
That I do think, me personally, I think the Carnell Tate pick really just opened up Pandora's box for Dallas. If I'm Dallas and I feel like if Sonny Styles is not picked here, I would more than likely be Dallas. If there's a possible way that Cleveland can trade with you and you still get to keep pick 20, but possibly trade back a pick from 20, I would definitely make a swing here and get Sonny Styles because I don't see him sliding that fast.
Arvell Reese is still on the board, and that is one of the guys that Dallas covets. So, quite possible we could move up to 6, which I would not hate. I actually wouldn't hate. I really don't want to move up, but Arvell Reese would be one of those guys that's top defensive guy.
I gotta say that some with Arvell Reese for me. There's many people who I've paid attention to. Many people who watched the tape, and they have said, "Oh, just got news, Schefter. The Browns are trading number 6 to Kansas City." Oh boy. I think maybe I imagine they have 2 firsts this draft. They had a later first-round pick with the Rams. I imagine they probably gave away that first-round pick. The Chiefs are going to go get their guy. But a quick thing in regards to Arvell Reese. This is a guy who's another wild card. He is not your prototypical pass rusher. He does not have the quick instincts at the edge position that you would really like going into the NFL level. He even said in the interview he's an outside linebacker. That's what he wants to play. Ryan Day, head coach, he even said earlier on the broadcast on College Game Day, he said, yes, Arvell Reese out from between Caleb Downs, Arvell Reese, and Sonny Styles, he felt like Arvell Reese has got the biggest upside between the three. I believe this is a player you're going to have to get him with the right coach to really groom him into the player that he could be. Because,
which is exactly why we went out and got the pass rushing specialist. We got a guy, and the thing is my comp is sort of. I mean, I don't want to put him in there yet, but let's go back to Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons started out as a linebacker, but unfortunately, they moved him to defensive end on a full-time basis. Okay, so same thing. He's sort of a tweener like Micah Parsons was. I think it would be best as a linebacker coming down into pass rushing situation on third down. So again, we hired the pass rushing specialist. So I think we could make it work with Arvell Reese.
Right,
There's enough of talent there for it.
The Giants pick is fixing to come. I do think, quick note, I think since the Chiefs are trading up, I think they're definitely going to get Reuben Bain. I think they're going to get an edge rusher. So if Sonny's not picked here, he's definitely about to slide another couple spots. Got a nice little tribute here for the Giants. But yes, I do think now that the Chiefs is getting Cleveland's pick, I definitely see them going edge rusher. They have had one of the worst rushing. We thought the Cowboys had one of the worst pass rushes. It seems like ever since Karlaftis got that contract, he was non-existent. He was not even there. We got a pick. He's announced the pick. Arvell Reese.
Okay. That's good news. Good news for us. In a way. I mean, I'd love to have had Arvell Reese, but hey, I'll take Sonny Styles.
Everyone's mock draft is being blown up as we speak. This is another one. I saw no way, form, or fashion anybody mocking Arvell Reese to the Giants. I don't even think many people thought Arvell Reese was getting out of the top three.
Correct. For all mock drafts for the last 2 months, you've seen Arvell Reese being mocked top three. So, go top five. Definitely top five talent for sure. So not too bad, of a blow up on the mocks, but you knew he was going top five for sure.
I think this is a good situation for Arvell. You're going to John Harbaugh. He has historically had great defenses. Even when he is outside of the last couple years with the Ravens, across the coaching history with John Harbaugh when he was with the Ravens, he had one of the best defenses. It was kind of like the Steelers. Between the Steelers and Baltimore Ravens, their thing was they're going to ride or die by their defense. Even a couple years ago when Lamar and them choked that year, they had a top 3 defense that year. So this is a great situation for Arvell going to this type of defense. You want to probably put him outside with a. This is where it's going to be interesting. You still got Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns outside.
Exactly what I was fixing to say.
This is a guy. I think this is going to really fit the same scheme he ran at Ohio State because he really never came off the edge a lot. He kind of, I can't remember, what's the defensive coordinator's name? He used to be the defensive coordinator for the Patriots, and he went to Ohio State. Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia was lining him up in the A-gap a lot blitzing. I think this is kind of going to be the same scenario right here because I watched a lot of Ohio State, and that was kind of where he was using him in the blitz package. It was up the A-gap. So I think this is I think this is possibly going to be the best fit for this player.
Yeah, and it looks like the Chiefs pick is in, but that's what I was going to add to what you were saying. The last couple of days, we've heard rumors of Kayvon Thibodeau being available for either like a third or fourth round pick, which, hey, we don't have a fourth round pick this year, but we do have a third rounder, Dallas Cowboys. So I would not mind giving up my 3 for either Kayvon Thibodeau or Jordan Brooks, the linebacker out of Miami.
So we just got the compensation for the Chiefs trade, and this is actually a heavy haul. The Chiefs acquired a 6 pick, and they gave away the number 9 pick, number 74, and 148. Who had the 9th pick? That was the Chiefs. Oh yeah, okay. So they traded back 3 more spots.
Yeah. So that's what was the pick? 12.
9. I think 74 is the third round.
74?
74 is third
round. Yeah, that's not too bad. If you want to go and get the guy that you
want. That
is
definitely a trade Dallas would not have did. I think if they did trade with Dallas, they would have had to give up that later first round pick. Well, no. Now that I talk about it, they
That
still
third
get to
rounder,
pick. They
that-
still get to pick.
that-
They still got the 29th pick. Yeah, if I'm Dallas, I probably would have jumped on that.
I'm not giving up 20. No, not. to
No,
give
they
up.
didn't give up 20. They kept 20.
No, I'm saying Cowboys. I'm not.
No, but I mean, they're
Yeah,
key,
I mean,
the
they
Chiefs still
coulda
got a
gave
second
away,
pick.
Yeah, they could have gave away their third rounder Cowboys if they wanted to. So,
Yeah, the
but
Chiefs still got their late 20th pick.
we have so many needs for the Cowboys. We need all the picks that we can. Lord, it's a lottery. It's a lottery when it comes to these picks. So we need as many picks at the lottery as we can. Especially on the defensive side. We're fine on offense, but our defense left a lot to be desired, being ranked around 31st last year. Oof.
Yeah.
Third
pretty
and a
cheap.
fifth.
Pretty
Yeah,
cheap.
not too bad.
Yeah, 2026. So all these picks are for this round, this year. All those picks are going to be for this year. So the
Be
Browns are going to be
interesting
acquiring
to
more
see,
picks.
You know, no one. A lot of folks were not high on Reuben Bain, so if they gave this up to see Reuben Bain, they think a lot of Reuben Bain. So we will see.
And a lot of people has been thinking the Chiefs could go receiver.
Honestly, I would
I
like
don't
to
see them
pick
going
of
receiver
the
this
tight
week.
end, Sadiq here. Seeing as how Travis Kelce is at the end of his career, I like Sadiq here.
I wouldn't be surprised
we
if
will
they
see.
probably go ahead and get the tackle. The picks in, I won't be surprised if this is the tackle. Wow.
Man, that was one of our targets for the Cowboys.
Wow.
Wow, they traded up. Okay.
Traded up for cornerback out of Louisiana State
Well,
University.
they liked him a lot. I mean, he
Mansour
was
Delane.
definitely CB1. He was CB1 in this draft. So, you know, apparently they felt like he was not going to be there when they got there to the 9 picks. So, and probably, well, they did trade with the Browns. So, you know, Browns needed cornerbacks as well because they traded. No, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, the Browns are fine at
The
cornerback.
Chiefs traded
Yeah.
both of their quarterbacks in the offseason, so they definitely needed cornerbacks.
Yeah, it's just for me. I really would have felt like you would have probably went tackle here. I understand you probably lost. You can't be mad at this pick because you lost Jalen Watson and Trent McDuffie. You lost your 2 starting cornerbacks in one offseason. You're securing that position by getting Mansour Delane. It's just when you see the beating that Patrick Mahomes just took this past season and the problems they've had at offensive line the last couple of years, I really felt like that pick could have been an offensive tackle, specifically the tackle from Miami. This is another shocker. There's no one had this projected trading up and Mansour Delane going this early. Many people had Mansour Delane falling to the Cowboys, maybe at 9-10. They did not have Mansour Delane reaching top 7.
Well,
in
they had
any way.
intel. Apparently, they had intel that someone before them at pick 9 was wanting Delane, so they had to do what they had to do. And I mean, when you trade away both of your cornerbacks in the offseason, you better get you some cornerback in the draft if you didn't grab one in free agency, which they didn't because they traded away both of them. So
Yeah,
definitely, I would have loved to have had him for the Cowboys, like I said, because we have so many leads, linebacker, cornerback, are our top ones. So, but hey.
Yeah, and if you're a Chiefs fan, you gotta love this pick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, your cornerback play, given how lackluster this cornerback draft is, the next best cornerback is not even healthy, 100%. So many people had Avion Trevell being an option for them at late first round, at round 29, cornerback from Clemson. So they said he's a tough, gritty guy. But that still may be a possibility on the table later on in the first round. But I definitely think they might get an offensive lineman there.
Late first, you're looking at Colton Hood from Tennessee as well, who actually could be a target for the Here we go again, the Cowboys. So, you know, I mean, we could we got a smorgasbord of picks that we could deal with for the Cowboys. So I know you said we're not trying to make this about the Cowboys, but I'm going to always talk about the Cowboys.
Yeah, Mansour Delane. I think this is a great pick. He was definitely. I think I had him in my top 4 or 5 overall players in this draft. I looked at plenty of his tape. The knock on him is that he doesn't get enough interceptions. But my 2 cents when it comes, I don't want to again don't bring down. I don't want to bring this about the Cowboys, but look, I had to deal with Trayvon Diggs, and that was one of his things. He could take away the ball, but what could he not do? Cover. Mm-hmm. This guy can cover. He is going to be on your rump like back pockets. I don't care. At the end of the day, I would rather have a cornerback who is going to get you off the field on 3rd down rather than being antsy and getting you an interception on 1st down. That's me.
Give me a Darrell Revis all day long.
I love that the type of cornerback that Mansour Delane is. I think that's a great pick by the Chiefs. And Andy Reid and Dem's rebuilding that defensive back room.
Here is where, unfortunately, I think Sonny Styles goes.
Hey, we've been saying that this will be the fourth straight time we've said this.
I really think that Dan Quinn, been a defensive coach, and again, I just think the pick here will be Sonny Styles, unfortunately, because they were one of the spots to
be Caleb Downs.
To take him.
This could be Caleb Downs.
Could be, but I just see Sonny Styles giving here.
Could be Reuben Bain. They don't have an edge rusher. Commanders is another team who needs a lot of needs on defense. Their defense was atrocious this past year. Shockingly atrocious. And they could have needed a corner. They probably, honestly, now that I think about it, they probably traded ahead of the Commanders because they probably felt like Mansour Delane was going to go to the Commanders because they got rid of Marshawn Lattimore this year, and they don't have a corner. Picks in. Who is it going to be for? Who's going to be a Washington Commander? There he is.
He was actually, Sonny was my top pick for the Cowboys. He definitely was. Not only for the need, but he would have worn the green dot from day one. He was, he is the prototypical linebacker that you're looking for in the middle of your defense.
Yeah. Pretty much you got 2 players already off the board for Dallas, which is not very good news. I think at 4, when we heard that Cardinal Tate was getting picked by the Titans, we were pretty comfortable with the way it was going. But now, already in the top 7, you got 2 players already gone out of the 4 that you really need. And I, without a shadow of a doubt, know Reuben Bain is definitely going to go in these next 3 picks. So if you're Dallas, this draft is really about to start reeling early because I don't see a player at 12 that you're going to be comfortable with just being an impact style player that you really would want, because I think the upper echelon players defensively is the Reuben Bains, was the Sonny Styles, was the Mansour Delane, or Caleb Downs. Yeah. I tweeted it multiple times. If you did not come out of this draft with either 4 of them players, it really, for me, felt like getting an extra first-round pick for Micah Parsons just didn't feel like enough.
And that's the thing for us Cowboy fans, to be able to have 2 first-round picks in the weakest draft in many years was such a disappointment. I mean, and 12 isn't bad. Typically, you would have more first-round grades for these players, but there were only maybe a dozen first-round grades. But, where's your first round?
It's just the ultimate reason why is just because there's no quarterbacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine a draft 2 years ago when you had 5 quarterbacks taken within the first 10, 11 picks. If that was this case scenario, if you're Dallas, you're jumping for joy because you know for sure you're going to get one of the guys that you want. Imagine Arvell Reese or even David Bailey being an opportunity at 9 or 10 just because you know there's going to be 5 quarterbacks taken within the top 8 or 9. Because what? You had Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Michael Penix. Who else? I think I'm missing one. Bo Nix, and there was a 5th. J.J. McCarthy. Those were the 5 quarterbacks taken within the top 12 picks. And And one of them, I think, Drake May, Jayden Daniels, and Caleb Williams was even in that draft. So, yeah, that was 6 quarterbacks in the top 12 picks. So if you were down, if this was a year where you would have loved being where you're at with a first-round pick, it was with a quarterback-rich draft. But it was just a bad luck.
And it's all about needs as well.
Reeling.
Normally, by pick 12, you got a few tackles that are coming off the board. I mean, we haven't had a tackle yet. So, very disappointing so far for fans of the Cowboys for sure. I just don't know how to feel at this point.
The sun is pretty much setting here soon. Especially the Saints here. This is where I'm continuing to get scared. Many people had the Saints taking Caleb Downs possibly. Many also had them taking Reuben Bain. I saw the Saints getting mock defense as well. So if you're Dallas at 12, I think it might be trade back time.
The only two left are Caleb Downs and Reuben Bain at this point on defense.
If I'm Dallas, I'm trying to take a swing at 9 right now at Cleveland and trying to get a trade.
I'm staying put. If it's offense, it's offense. Go grab your wide receiver because we know George Pickens will not be on this team after next year. So you got 1 year to groom your wide receiver 2 for the Cowboys.
That's you, but if it's me, I'm trading with Cleveland again, and I'm trading
back, if anything. I'm not trading up. There's no one here. If I can keep
pick 20 and go back to maybe mid, like 26, 27, however it would turn out, I got to at least come out of this draft with a blue collar player out of defense.
That blue collar is going to have to be a wide receiver. I will throw up if I see an offensive lineman for the Cowboys. It would be a very Cowboys thing to do because our tackles are not very good. And so I will throw up. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
What do we have going on in Cowboys country that they're saying right now?
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that only one of the 5 premier defenders is left for Dallas, and that's Caleb Downs. That's pretty much it. So, if I'm in that front office right now, if I'm in the war room for Dallas, there's no way, knowing that the Giants is still picking, I am not comfortable with the idea of thinking that Caleb Downs is going to be there at 12. I just don't. I would not be comfortable.
There's no way at this point that Downs will make it to 12. I am so sorry. Not at this point. Do we have the order of the draft available?
As far as what? Who do you want to know?
Yeah.
So Cleveland's at 9. New York's at 10. You're going to have Miami at 11. I don't know what Miami's going to do because everybody was saying they were getting Mansour Delane from the jump. They might go tackle to try and get. I'm sure. What's very shocking so far? Many people said, many sources, many GMs and executives said that there was going to be a lot more offensive linemen taken within the top 15.
That's what I'm saying. There has not been one lineman yet so far.
There's not one lineman.
Which has not. Again, that goes to the disappointment of this draft. Typically, top 10, you'll see a couple of linemen, but. Just the needs for these teams this year does not align with Cowboys Nation. It's very disappointing.
Yeah, and there's many people said even the best offensive player that they said offensive tackle available this year, they saying he has a disc in his back or something like that, which is not good news you want to hear if you're wanting to draft this guy with a top 10 draft pick. So
why again for us Cowboys fans, I'm telling you. Oh Lord.
The icing's getting put on the cake. Mills best available, Caleb Downs, Jordan Tyson, Francis Moaga, Spencer Fano, and Mekhi Lemon.
Calling it now.
The dust is setting.
I'm calling it now. Unfortunately, we will get stuck with Jordan Tyson.
I might lose my mind if we get Jordan Tyson. I will lose my mind if we get Jordan Tyson.
It is. You might as well get hyped up for it. I'm telling you now.
I'm screaming if we get Jordan Tyson.
Jordan Tyson will be the pick, unfortunately. Caleb Downs.
I might
is
cry
not
right
making
now
it.
if Caleb Downs gets
Caleb
picked.
Downs is not making it to us. I do not feel Reuben Bain is going to make it to us. It's not looking good, folks.
I'm not.
Where are the offensive tackles, please?
Saints need one. I know they need one. If Caleb Downs is drafted here, I might lose it. I'm gonna be depressed. The picks in.
That just seemed like this pick took forever compared
did.
to the other ones.
It's because we
Like,
went to
what
a
are we
commercial
doing?
break. I mean, what are they doing? They're playing Sweet Caroline. What's going on? Come on, Roger. Oh, Lord, I'm scared. My heart's racing.
Okay, good,
Really?
good. Wide receiver, offense. Come on, baby. Is there
I don't
anyone-
quite understand this pick.
Well, got a young quarterback. He needs. Well, they got Olave. Who else they have? As wide
This was
receiver?
definitely a Kellen Moore pick. This was a Kellen Moore pick.
Who else they got at wide receiver? Chris Olave.
They got Chris Olave. They traded away Rashid Shaheed.
Okay.
I mean, they need a receiver.
You got to get your wide young quarterback some receivers. So this is a pick again for your young quarterback in Tyler Show or whatever how to pronounce his
Tyler
last name.
Shuck.
Shuck.
Do you? I don't understand how his last name is what SHOUGH and you say Shuck.
Yeah, doesn't make sense to me. But,
Whatever.
you know, maybe German or something. Who knows?
The Browns are going to pick. So I know the Browns definitely are not going defensive back here. So I think we're safe for Caleb Downs the last another day. I think the Giants might get him now, honestly, because they said Jordan
sure.
Tyson was their guy if wide receiver wise. But hey, it might surprise me. Many people said they'd get tackle. But I don't. I wonder what
You
the
need
Browns
somebody
is-
to protect your young quarterback.
Reckon what the
and
Browns are gonna
dart
get. What-
for the Giants? Please, come on, Harbaugh.
What do you get if you're the Browns? Who do you think the Browns could get?
Definitely don't.
I just don't
Let's,
see
let's go.
who's available.
Let's go
that-
offensive tackle. Let's go
I
offensive
don't.
tackle.
They don't need defense, and
Definitely don't need defense. You need
they needed.
offense, tackles.
They needed a receiver.
Get your quarterback for Shador.
Deshaun
your wide
Watson.
receiver.
Deshaun Watson. Never mind. I can't say that name. I get demonetized. But Deshaun Watson is going to be their week 1 starter. They're going to live and die by
he'll
that
start it,
contract.
Yeah, I see that.
I don't know what the Browns could get.
But,
I don't know
I
what the
mean,
Browns need.
How about the biggest disappointment, but just about ever in Deshaun Watson in his career?
Yeah.
Like just like
I've
come
said it
on, like
before.
the worst draft in NFL.
I love
I
Deshaun
mean,
Watson.
Worst trade in it. Yeah, this guy's high on Deshaun. I never was. I thought he was decent, but to trade away 3 first-round picks for that guy and give him a fully guaranteed contract. What was it? $250? Oh my gosh. That is the worst. Like, get rid of your GM.
It's the
get
Browns.
rid of the owner.
It's the Browns. Okay, they haven't had a
Lord.
quarterback. When's the last good quarterback they had?
Who cares? Maybe Bernie Kosar. I do not care. I'm not trading away the farm for Deshaun Watson. He was not that guy with the Texans. He didn't show you to be that guy. Maybe 1 first, but 3. Oh my gosh! Come on.
Yeah,
That's Jim Haslam's doing right there. That's the owner.
I
That's
still
like
remember when
horrible.
Deshaun Watson, I think they were playing the Raiders maybe. This is when he was with the Texans. And I remember he got kicked in the face. And he just threw a dot running to his right. Just a seed. It's like one of the most premier Deshaun Watson plays that come to me.
He was like, that's a dog.
And even that time in the playoffs against Patrick Mahomes when they won their first Super Bowl in 19, it was 19 season going into 2020 if I remember correctly, or I think it was 18 season going into 19. It might have been the 19 playoff, 18 season going into 19 playoffs. He played well in that playoff game, and it took the might of Patrick Mahomes and the the comeback offense that they had with Tyreek Hill and the high flyers, however type name you want to put with it, when it regards to their offense that year, it took that type of feat for them to beat the Texans at Arrowhead, might add you. So yeah, it's absolutely it is really disappointing to see the type of player
somewhere along
that
the
Deshaun
way
Watson's
he
getting to.
lost his love for the game. He definitely lost his way and his love for the game.
But I
man got fat, rich, and happy.
I pretty much have an analysis for every team for what they could get. I do not know where the Browns go. I don't know. Maybe tackle. Now that I think about it, I forgot. All of their tackles are actually got no years left on their contract.
Yes, definitely. Let's tackle. Tackle, please.
Now that I think about it,
Offense.
all five of their linemen.
We need all the offense.
It was a stat that came out. It was the first time in NFL history where all five starting offensive linemen all of their contracts expired.
Really, I've never seen that. Wow.
I would imagine this has got to be an offensive lineman.
We can only hope and pray, please. NFL gods, please. Offense. Tackle, specifically.
Pick is in.
There we go.
I got the tackle.
Tackle.
Specifano.
I like it.
He goes before
the Samoan.
He goes before Boega. I think didn't Utah have another offensive tackle that's going as well this year? I don't think he was on the first. He was a first rounder, but I think I want to say he had somebody opposite him who's going this year, but he was the better one out of the two.
Okay, so after this pick is in, two of the top picks we're looking for, Caleb Downs and Ruben Bain.
Yeah, Ruben Bain is actually. Right I keep forgetting Ruben Bain is actually in play, which is actually shocking because I'm gonna be honest. Ruben Bain I'm not super excited for Ruben Bain. I wanted something flashy. I think I'm just a little biased, but I promise you, and many teams have said this in the media when they do their best available players. Caleb Downs, when you just turn the tape on, dude. I mean, he's everywhere.
I'm there with you.
He can guard in the slot. You can line him up on a slot wide receiver. He can guard a tight end. He can crash down and play the run. He is just a player in the secondary. He would be the best player that Dallas has had in the secondary since Darren Woodson. Okay?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and many people in Cowboys media have said that they have really compared him to Darren Woodson.
Yeah,
I'm
there with you.
I would love that. I would love
the pick is in for the Giants.
I wouldn't be surprised if
he doesn't go here. There's a good chance that he could make it to.
And this was quick. I think this might be Caleb. This was too quick of a pick.
Whoa!
Wow.
Let's go! Let's go!
We are one pick away.
Let's go!
Francis Muaga.
Oh my gosh, I have goosebumps, people.
I predicted it. I knew they were going to go tackle.
Oh my gosh.
The Giants go tackle here.
Let's go, Caleb Downs. Come on down. Oh my gosh.
I don't want to get my hopes up here, but
hey, listen. We have two of the top defensive players in play for the Cowboys. That's all we could have wished for, but from the beginning of this draft. So, hey, I do not care. Hey, tonight's going to be a good night. Tonight is going to be a good night.
But if you're Dallas too, you can say if you don't get Downs at 12, I think the safety from Oregon might be a good safety valve.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of people think he's going to go 18 or 19.
But there's some.
Those are some. The Dolphins have traded a pick. Oh no, who's this? Dallas.
Oh, we are getting.
What have we giving up? Who we got?
Not be giving up a third.
All right, Dallas is trading up. So Dallas was off.
We are getting Caleb Downs.
I think this might be Ruben Bain.
No, we are getting Caleb Downs. Ruben Bain is not that guy to be trading.
I know, but I think they felt like the Dolphins were going to pick him because they don't have edge rushers. They got rid of Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb.
You better not. Come on, baby. Let's go, Caleb.
I'm going to shout at the top of my lungs as this is Caleb Downs. Please be
Let's
Caleb
go.
Downs. I've asked for this for 3 months now. Please be Caleb. I will buy the jersey in the offseason. I promise you I will. I've been wanting this guy the past 2 years. I've watched
In case
Caleb
you
Downs.
did not know, he is a big OH fan.
I've watched
He is
Caleb
a
Downs. I remember the first year he was at Alabama. He was so freaking good. I remember last year he was so good. And when I saw him in bits and pieces this year, he was phenomenal when I watched his tape. I am going to be ecstatic. If this is Caleb Downs, it will be a dream come true for me. Don't look and see what they got. I know that's what you're doing. Don't do that. I know what your up's doing.
So we will not. We will just play out the drama together. I was trying to get on Cowboys Bleacher Report to see what the pick is.
I'm shocked that Dallas really traded up to get this
They have not
pick.
did this in many years. Not actually.
Just trading one spot. Like,
yeah,
you trade one
they
spot.
haven't traded up in the first round since they got Morris Claiborne.
Whatever they're
years
getting, they really want this bad because I've not seen Dallas trade up like this one pick. I mean, they trade up one pick. This could be the Caleb Downs because now that I think about it, they really felt like the Giants possibly would have got him. So now that they know that he failed, they're probably got to go ahead and just get security and just be like, hey,
Man, I'm telling you,
I can't
I would love
last.
this pick. I do not like trading up, and I hope we didn't give up a third to move up one because that's what the Eagles did when they traded up with us to get when we picked Michael Parsons a couple of years ago.
I imagine we probably swapped picks. I think we probably went down from 20 and took whatever the Dolphins had. Did the Dolphins have 2 picks? Miami have 2 picks? I don't think so.
So we'll see. Come on, baby. The pick is in. The pick is in. The pick is in.
Okay, the Dolphins get 177 and 180. Oh, God, they gave away like 2 6-round picks.
No, 2 fifth rounds. Those are 2 fifth rounds.
Okay, got some pretty rich I wouldn't say pretty rich compensation, but I mean you're giving away 2 fifths.
Well, they're not good in any time after the third or fourth anyway, so who cares? As long as they get their guy, and he's a
All right, we're going to a
chipper.
commercial break, so we still have some time to ponder over it. So what Dallas? This is kind of like it's just a gift. I mean, it's kind of like an emotional roller coaster. You felt like early on, Carnell Tate went 4, shocking to Tennessee, and it kind of felt like, my gosh, the Arvell Reeses and Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, Mansour Delane, like all these guys were available, and it's just based on how the mock drafts was going, and then it spiraled real early. We got a shocker off the beat, the Kansas City Chiefs trade up, which is what we probably thought Dallas was going to do, given the story that Adam Schefter came out with earlier on Monday, saying that, hey, if Arvell Reese gets to 5 or 6, the Cowboys could trade up and get him. But obviously that wasn't going to happen with the Giants. The Giants they're not going to make a trade in division. So Arvell Reese goes 5, and it spiraled early. You got your 3 guys to go back to back that the Dallas Cowboys were really looking at. You got Reese, and then the big one, Mansour Delane, went super early than what we expected, and then Sonny Styles. So it was kind of like a 3-punch combo, back to back. So and then you get scared with these last 2 picks because it really felt like, okay, the Saints really need defense. Just then the Giants, because everybody had a really good feeling that the Giants would go safety because they have needed a safety. I don't think they've had a good safety since Landon Collins, now I think about it. But it is really a breath of fresh air for Dallas if you can come away with Caleb Downs tonight. I would be ecstatic.
Absolutely, and probably packaging those 2 fifths together probably comes up to maybe a top of the 5th or late round 4th or something like that. So
and Dallas did what they did. I mean, you traded up to get, and you still get to keep.
No.
I'm not going to look. I'm not going to look. Calm down. But and Dallas did what they were able to do. They wanted to trade up without giving up their 20th pick. So you get to do that. You're moving up just one spot, and you're securing your guy. I don't know who it is. If you're trading with the Dolphins one spot,
we have a new defensive coordinator in Christian Parker. And what better way to start off his career in Dallas than to get him his center fielder?
I promise
Caleb Downs.
Caleb Downs is going
This
to make
is the pick.
If Caleb Downs is in a Dallas Cowboys jersey under Christian Parker, mark my words, he is going to be just as good as Kyle Hamilton in his first year. He is going to have that plug-and-play type impact. He is, without a shadow of a doubt. I don't even think this is even a hot take. I think he's going to be better than what Kyle Hamilton is. That is just the type of impact this player has. And going into day one, he is going to be the quarterback of your backfield, which is, and I can say this wholeheartedly, the Cowboys have not had a good safety since Jeff Heath.
The GOAT, Jeff Heath.
And he wasn't even the best thing since sliced bread.
He was definitely average. He was mid. So
this would be if you trade away Micah Parsons and you get a player like Caleb Downs, you are like, okay, I can live with that. And that is what you're going to do. If you can get a guy like Caleb Downs and come away with another, just a chip player, maybe get that pass rusher that you want. Hey.
Oh, our 20 pick will be a cornerback or the defensive tackle or defensive end.
All right.
Malachi Lawrence.
Here we go. The moment of truth. Oh, Caleb Downs. Come on. Caleb Downs.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Boom! Yes, Cowboys Nation. We come away with our guy.
Forgive us. I know the microphones are clipping right now. I don't
what
care.
we have right now.
Thank
I'm sorry,
you,
I'm not
Jesus.
used to it, but
Oh, my gosh.
What a phenomenal pick for
Oh,
the Cowboys.
my Lord.
Man, not only from a player standpoint, but a marketing
baby.
standpoint
Oh,
as
gosh.
well. Wow.
Man,
Let's go. Let's go. We got our man.
I am so excited.
We got one of the top defensive backs in the draft. One of the guys that we were looking to get. If we were going to get one of the top guys from Ohio State, it's a good night for Cowboys Nation.
I'm
for
so
sure.
happy. I've wanted this kid for 2 years. I've wanted him. I knew how good of a player he was. I've said, and many people have him on this board, I thought this was the best player in this draft. Boo! I can say yes. I have goosebumps as well. I have said, and there's many people who's thought this as well. This guy is the best player in this draft. I don't care if you can put him up with Fernando Mendoza, Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles. This kid, to me,
look at that smile.
He just loves football.
He is.
He is smart. You know what's bad? Taylor Lewan, busting with the boys, he's a Michigan fan. He tweeted today and said, I don't like Ohio State, but this kid is the best player in this draft tonight. This is a home run for Dallas. It does not matter what we get at 20 at this point. I don't care. Just knowing you came away tonight
look at
with
that
a
smile.
blue chip defensive player.
Oh, my
This
gosh.
kid is everything you want and need.
Absolutely.
He is versatile. I don't think he ever missed a game in college with injury. He's healthy. It's just, look at the plays. Look at the plays. This kid, wow. Christian Parker is going to have this man like Cooper DeJean 2.0. He's going to have him playing like Cooper DeJean.
I am so excited.
He's guarding Jeremiah Love in the backfield and making plays. Wow. Come on. This kid is everything.
And let's look at this. For years, and I mean years, probably for decades now, Dallas has not coveted the safety position at all. And honestly, they have not drafted safeties in I don't know how many years. So this lets you know how special this pick and this kid is. To pick him and even trade up in the first round lets you know what a phenomenal player and personality this guy is. Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, I want to listen to Caleb Downs talk. My bad. I know y'all can't hear, but for copyright reasons, we got it planned.
Look at Christian Parker.
Where is Christian at? I don't see him in there.
Wait, I didn't know that was Josh Downs' brother.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they got a podcast together. It's called
I didn't even
what
know
is their
that.
podcast called?
I'm lost in the sauce.
What is their what is that podcast called? I can't remember. It's something Downs.
Wow, man, I'm telling you, Cowboys Nation, you have to be ecstatic with what we just did. And then props to the Cowboys. Props to the Cowboys for valuing this position and even trading up to get your guy without giving up too much. You basically gave up nothing because you weren't doing anything with those fifth rounders anyway.
I promise you, that 4th round pick was not worth
nothing.
Want to be worth anything. What
nothing.
Given what the Dallas Cowboys have done with the 4th round pick, the 5th round pick the last couple of years, I promise you, those 2 picks are nothing in comparison to what you was getting.
We're still going to talk about this. The pick is in for the Miami Dolphins. I have a feeling this will be Ruben Bain.
Yeah, I think this will be Ruben Bain.
Oh, okay.
Wow, they went tackle.
Okay.
Ruben Bain's falling. Ruben Bain is falling, which is very shocking.
You see where pick 14 is?
Oh, boy.
He will be a...
That's a Baltimore
Raven.
That's a Baltimore
That is a Baltimore Raven pick.
That's a Baltimore Raven.
If I've never seen a Baltimore Raven pick. They just know what to do on defense. But getting back to this guy, I have no idea about him. He's one of the top tackles in the draft for sure.
I'll help you out with him. Jayden Proctor is your another roll your dice type tackle. Just pertaining because read an article today. Nick Saban pretty much said he's lazy.
Woo.
Long story short, Nick Saban said he's lazy.
Oh my.
He doesn't come in shape. He doesn't take care of his body.
He is a big
but
boy.
He's a leader. He's locked in when the season comes. But in the off season, he does not take care of himself.
6'6", 352.
But he is super athletic. We've seen the clips of him catching passes and yeah.
I mean, look at that big.
Hey, we've seen the clips of him catching passes, everything else.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, if he could stay locked in and he will be a phenomenal. I mean, he is. Ooh, boy, that's a big boy.
Yeah, they're saying it right now in the broadcast we listen to. They're over here talking about keeping his weight down. That is just, they're taking a swing. LA, how in the world has the Rams got the 13th pick?
I have no idea. Was it a trade that they made, maybe?
Who did they trade to get? They traded for Trent McDuffie. How they got the 13th pick? How has the Rams got the 13th pick?
I'm loving that pin that he's got and that necklace. Whoa. My guy's looking fresh tonight.
How did the Rams get the 13th?
The pick is in for the Rams.
How did the Rams get the 13th pick? Oh, that is right. The trade last year with the Falcons. This is the Falcons pick when they got James Pierce.
Okay.
I forgot about that quick. What did the Rams need? I think they did. They probably go offensive line too.
Aren't too many. I have not seen too many offensive linemen that are.
More lines, the best tackle available right now, supposedly was supposed to be the best tackle available, has not been took yet for injury concerns. Francis Moyaga, the tackle from
Yeah. Good for this, guys. It's what's so fantastic about draft night is watching these NFL dreams come true. Seeing these kids live out that dream and realizing it on draft night, the tears and the happiness. It's great to see this on these young kids.
Who was?
My man is blinged out. Do you hear me? Earrings. He's got his grill. The necklace with the pin. Wow.
Oh, Daddy, we're tripping. Freaking Francis Moyaga went to the Giants. God bless. I remember sitting there thinking, wait, didn't the Giants pick an offensive lineman?
You're tripping.
My bad. Wow. I don't know what the Rams do. Would it be shocking if they picked Ty Simpson?
No, well, it would because there were reports within the last week that they were looking to get an extension done with Matt Stafford. So I don't think this will be Ty Simpson at all. I think Ty Simpson will go to the Cardinals and with their next pick.
I don't know what the Rams need. The Rams are pretty much Super Bowl caliber ready right now.
Anything they do,
it is a luxury to have this high of
and
a
the
pick.
thing about the Rams, they've always said F those picks, F these picks. And to be in this position, Super Bowl caliber already, you got a first-round pick. You can do anything you want other than pick a quarterback because Matt Stafford is still playing at an elite level at the ripe age of 38, 39 years old.
Yeah. Cowboys media is ecstatic right now for Caleb Downs. Sorry,
absolutely. No one can come trashing the Cowboys tonight after just that one pick. And guess what? We have another one at pick 20. Again, I'm getting goosebumps all over again.
Yeah,
this is fantastic.
Caleb Downs on
Nation.
everybody's overall players board. He was a top 5 player in this draft. And he pretty much failed just because of his position.
Positional value. That paid
Derwin James was supposed to be a top 10 pick, top 5 pick. He fell all the way to 17. Kyle Hamilton was supposed to be top 5, top 10. He fell all the way to 14.
No matter how great of an athlete or player you are, safety is not a coveted position. But that just, again, there comes that talent, a generational talent. I'm going to use that term, if you will.
Yeah.
Generational talent in Caleb Downs. You cannot pass up that guy when you have such a need in your
and he is a generational talent because look at the safety market. You're not going to have, come his contract time, you're not going to have to pay this guy like a humongous amount of dollars.
Like a cornerback,
what is the safety market now?
Top 5.
15, 16, 17 million dollars? I mean, what's the highest paid safety right now? I think
Kyle
Hamilton is.
Got to be.
It's probably over 20, but you're not paying him $40 to $50 million like Will Anderson just got from the Texans. Yeah. And you're going to have him, blue chip guy. This was just the best outcome at 12. Yeah. Especially when you were already in a draft this year when you had so many uncertainties. You didn't have the luxury of having all these quarterbacks or offensive linemen to go so high like they normally do every year. You didn't even have that blue chip wide receiver this year. I mean, Jordan Tyson, no disrespect to him, but if you had the Marvin Harrisons and the Romeo Duke, like those type prospects, you would have had some wide receivers going in the top 10 this year. So, I mean, if you're Dallas, that was just fate being on your side. You get rid of Micah Parsons. You're making a big gamble with that. And what are you going to do with him? You turn Quinnen Williams, essentially, which not technically because the Green Bay's pick's going to be 20. But in hindsight, you flip Micah Parsons for Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams, and Caleb Downs. I'm doing that trade any day.
All day long.
I really would.
All day long.
I would. So if you got to be, if you're Dallas today, I think Colin Cowherd and everyone else said we'll wait and see who won the trade. And I don't wish this on Micah Parsons. Obviously, he tore his ACL, but
I've said it from the beginning.
Next year's over,
Micah Parsons is not built to be a full-time defensive end.
Let's not turn this into Micah Parsons.
I am.
Oh,
Micah Parsons was not built for it. I did
Side
not
note,
like
he despises Micah Parsons.
No. I loved Micah Parsons. He started out great, but he started feeling himself a lot too much with the podcast and all the noise around him. He lost focus, and he was part of wanting to switch positions because he knew the positional value with defensive end. But Micah Parsons again was not built for that position. He should have stayed linebacker with passing. And rushing on passing downs on third down. And as you can see, it's taken a toll with his injuries already. So
yeah.
But hey, I loved Micah, but he's the enemy.
Don't want to cut you off here. The picks in for the Rams. Ty Simpson didn't look like his phone was picked up, so I have no idea who this could be. Definitely ain't Ruben Bain.
Ty Simpson's going to the Cardinals.
This could be Sadiq.
Whoa! Wow!
Okay, I didn't see his phone picked up. I lied. It was picked up. Wow. This is not shocking. Just because Les Snead, him and Sean McVay, they were on the record on a podcast. I think they were on Up and Adams or whatever, like a couple weeks ago. They felt like this kid was a first round talent, and this was just Les Snead talking. So, they like what they said. And look, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Happy for the kid.
This is he gets to learn under Matthew Stafford,
Absolutely.
a guy who has turned his
Consummate
career
professional.
around,
Yeah.
and he gets to work with Sean McVay.
Yeah.
I love this for Ty Simpson. This is
couldn't
his
ask for
best case
better.
scenario.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was getting mocked to the Jets and the Cardinals, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're Ty Simpson, you are jumping for joy.
You are ecstatic.
And on top of that, you make more money. You get a bigger bag.
Yeah.
You're making more money at pick 14 than you are being drafted at 32.
in L.A.
Wow.
L.A.
Yeah.
LA life.
Yeah, never mind. Them Texas is about to take him out.
But who
I'm happy
cares?
for him. Wow.
I'm staying on the beach instead of being dreadful in New York.
I love that.
Disrespect to New York, but the weather sucks. The media market is hard out there. I'm loving this move. If I'm Ty Simpson for sure. I definitely did not see this in the bingo card tonight.
Yeah, I don't think many people saw Ty Simpson going this early at all. Given that the Rams need a tight end,
Wow.
many people have them getting Sadiq because he's like your next Brock Bowers type tight end. He is, or George Kittle type. Well, I wouldn't say George Kittle because he can't block as good as George Kittle, but he's an elusive tight end, and that's something that the Rams is missing from their passing attack. Excuse me. Could you imagine Matthew Stafford with a guy like Sadiq, with Puka Nacua,
That would have been a
with
great
Devontae
pick as
Adams? Yeah, that is something. Because I mean, they're Super Bowl ready, and this pick emphasizes that they have what they need. They don't need any positional player, and they're going ahead and planning for the future. Matthew Stafford's got 2 years maximum.
Yeah, that's
left
what
of
I'm
football.
fixing to say. I mean, like, how many years are they expecting Matt Stafford to be here? Because you don't draft a guy in the first year to sit 3 years. So I'm seeing 2 years max for Matt. And so,
Which is the best
puts him
case
in a
scenario
great
for Ty
position.
Simpson.
Ty
I
Simpson
mean-
will be NFL ready by that
And
time.
now that we think about it, this pick does make sense in the sense they tried this with Stetson Bennett. This was kind of like, this reminds me a little bit of the Stetson Bennett thing.
And I loved
They
it.
went with the shorter quarterback from the big SEC school. Stetson Bennett obviously hasn't worked out for his off the field issues.
Yep.
And Stetson Bennett was a 4th round talent. Ty Simpson definitely was your bigger talent. And we got to give Ty Simpson a little break. He had the worst rushing attack in the SEC. As far as they had no run game. He had one of the worst offensive line play. Outside of Caden Proctor, it was Caden Proctor in a bag of chips at that offensive line, which is something that is really concerning given that you're Alabama and in the NIL era and you couldn't have an offensive line when Alabama historically has one of the best offensive lines in the FBS. That makes no sense. And definitely from the wide receiver core. Bernard, he's okay. Ryan Williams, since his first year a couple years ago, he forgot how to play football all of a sudden. I don't know what's happening with him. He's too worried about making TikToks instead of wanting to play football. So Ty Simpson did not have a good situation. He did not have a Fernando Mendoza type situation. He could not sit back in the pocket and fling the football, have a good run game, the whole 9 yards. So if you're the Rams, they know how to evaluate talent. My Lord, this draft team, this team got Fisk, Byron Young, and what's the edge out of Florida State? The one who made the Pro Bowl. I can't think of his name. The beard. What's his name? Went to Florida State. I think he was draft 6. No. God bless the edge rusher. The beard. God almighty. Hold on. I lost my train of thought.
But while he's looking that up, the pick is in for the Ravens, folks. If this isn't a Reuben Bain spot here, I don't know what is. If anybody would...
Jared Verse.
Oh,
My Lord, how did I
gosh.
forget
Oh,
Jared Verse?
Lord, yes.
So
A
they
beast.
drafted those 3 guys in the same year.
Yeah.
Okay. They know how to evaluate
Yeah,
talent.
they know what
They
they're
drafted
doing over
Puka Nacua in the 6th round. They know how to evaluate talent. So if Les Snead sees something that they can do with Tyler Simpson, I think they can do
Let's see what the Ravens can do with T-Rex Reuben Bain.
it. All right, the Ravens is in. I think they might be doing Reuben Bain here, which would be crazy with the Max Crosby stuff.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, this is another one that was getting mocked a lot. Yeah, this makes sense. The Ravens have one of the worst guard play in the league.
Let's protect.
If you're Dallas, do you think
quarterback.
about trading up for 20 and going ahead and getting Reuben Bain?
Actually, no. I'm liking what I see in Malachi Lawrence and what I'm hearing about Malachi Lawrence. I'm staying put. I'm not doing any of that.
The Buccaneers.
And honestly, we could go cornerback as well. So I think where we're at now, we're good with Colton Hood, cornerback out of Tennessee, or Malachi Lawrence, the defensive end / defensive tackle.
I'm not on board for Colton
we're
Hood.
good.
But this guy at guard from Penn State, a lot of people have said that this guy is arguably the best offensive lineman in this draft. He's a guard. I mean, the Ravens
Goodness,
need
look
guard.
at that big-
The
Oh, my
Ravens
God.
need guard play because Shannon Sharp, huge Ravens fan, he picks on the one guard that the Ravens have. He was absolutely terrible. And you just got rid of Tyler Linderbaum this offseason. Well, you didn't get rid of him, but you let him walk. You didn't
Right.
sign him to a fifth-year option.
Went to Raiders.
I don't understand that line of thinking from an organizational standpoint.
One of the top centers
But,
in the league for sure.
Yeah, I think this was definitely a no-brainer move for the Ravens. Your interior line is broken. You're trying to pretty much put all your chips in the table under the Lamar Jackson era. You got Derrick Henry in it the whole bit, and you're in a division that you can win. The Steelers don't even have a quarterback. Joe Burrow and the Bengals, what are they going to do defensively? Is Joe Burrow even going to be healthy for a full 17 games? You don't even know. And the Browns is the Browns. Let's just be honest. They're not going to be good enough. And definitely with their new head coach, I am not buying stock into that. I look, I don't want to be a bearer of bad news, but with the situation, the coaching situation that they had, the guy won 2 Coach of the Years, and you're going from that to a guy in Todd Monken who, I mean, look, I didn't love the Ravens offense. Let's just put that lightly. I know Greg Roman for Baltimore wasn't the best thing since sliced bread, but I did not love Todd Monken either. He turned Lamar Jackson into something that he's not. And that is something that, yeah, so if you're the Ravens, it's your division for the taking. And in order to do that, you got to give Lamar Jackson the protection he needs.
You got to protect him up the middle.
He's already injured enough. He's not played 17 games in his career, I don't think. Even this past year, what was it? His ribs or something that he hurt, or his ankle? It's always something with Lamar. He's always getting hurt.
You know, he is thin, has a thin frame for sure.
Yeah.
But excuse me, my lovely fans, let me go get some water while we're on this commercial break here.
But yeah, if you're Baltimore and the Ravens, yeah, you got to shore up the offensive line for Lamar Jackson, and that was a no-brainer pick. So we're in a commercial break here. The Bucs pick is in, but man, I'm ecstatic, y'all. I'm happy. If you remember last year at this time, I was pretty depressed. The Cowboys had the 13th pick, and we picked an underwhelming pick. It was Tyler Booker. And I could say for me, I think this was the most exciting I've been for a drafting a player in a long time. Wow. I am just ecstatic. I'm ecstatic. I love it. Reuben Bain is the guy at 20 for Dallas. But overall, the draft has been pretty entertaining. Not a lot of trade-ups like many was thinking so far. There's been one huge trade-up, which was the Chiefs getting Mansour Delane at 6. Outside of that, everybody's been pretty much staying pat and staying put. So Reuben Bain is still in play for Dallas. You have teams like Minnesota. They think they're going to go safety at 18. Detroit, they don't need an edge rusher. They already got Aiden Hutchinson. New York Jets maybe might get an edge rusher, given that they pass. Well, they already got another edge rusher. They already got an edge rusher in David Bailey. Wow. This draft is pretty much setting up pretty well for Dallas. It really is. Wow. You just couldn't draw it up. You couldn't draw it up any better. Could not draw it up any better. I wouldn't be mad if Dallas gets somebody like Sadiq.
Yeah.
I don't
even
think.
though, I'm a Fergie guy. I love Fergie, but he has slowed.
George,
some injuries have
Jake
taken
Ferguson
toll
can kick
on
rocks
him.
for me.
Yeah.
I've sold my stock on Jake Ferguson after his first year. I just haven't seen the burst or nothing. The Bucks, I think Mel Kiper's saying this might be a wide receiver here, Mekhi Lemon, which would not be shocked. You basically have...
Let bake, shake, shake him, Makey.
I think Emeka Ibuka's the only receiver that they have right now. You got rid of Mike Evans in the offseason. Chris Godwin is not going to be nowhere near the same player because he's tore his ACL, broke his ankle. So he's not got the same juice like he once had. I think this is Sadiq or Mekhi Lemon.
I like Mekhi Lemon here. Ruben Bain, okay.
Wow.
You go, Ruben. These guys have the bling with the necklaces tonight.
So Ruben Bain is gone. That's a little shocking given the depletion of weapons that the Buccaneers have. I really thought they'd definitely go get a weapon for Baker Mayfield with either Sadiq or even Mekhi Lemon. Their wide receiver room was depleted. I mean, unless they're betting on Mbuka to be your all-around guy. I thought Mbuka was always at his best when he was in the slot and everywhere else. Mbuka is definitely not a guy where you can just plug in at the X and he's going to dominate. So I'm very shocked with this, that they went edge rusher. They need an edge rusher, don't get me wrong. But given their need at the receiver position, you lost Mike Evans. You don't love your tight end room. I think we're back. Make sure.
Stream interrupted. Reconnecting.
Make sure we're good. I think we're good. I think we should be good.
All right, we're back. We're lovely people. We had a little bit of technical difficulty with the internet here, so
yeah, I think we're good.
But who do we have up next? We are just a few picks from the Cowboys' second pick in the first round. The Jets are on the clock, and the pick is in. So it will be interesting to see what the Jets do here.
Yeah, back to the Bucks, man. This was definitely off a defensive-minded head coach type move. I don't know the head coach from top of my. Well, who's the Bucks head coach? What's his name? God bless. What's his name?
Morris, Raheem Morris.
No. Hold on. Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles is the head coach, defensive-minded head coach. He definitely had his fingers on this pick. It's just Baker Mayfield was having to make plays last year on his own as it already was, and you don't give him a weapon with your first pick. I
like
just don't know what you're thinking.
There's a reason Colin Cowherd always does not like defensive head coaches because of these types of decisions here. They're always going to be biased with their picks when, honestly, hey, maybe they know better than us, but from the outside looking in, this definitely felt like it should have been a pick to give a weapon to Baker.
Yeah,
but
I feel like if you're a Buccaneers fan, just think about it from a Buccaneers fan standpoint, you probably got mixed emotions. You're kind of sitting there like, okay, Ruben Bain's a good player. Yeah, I mean, he's a great player. I mean, he's got tremendous upside, but you kind of just sit here and feel like, could we have rather got Baker a weapon given that our offense was already lackluster? We just lost he's going to be in the Ring of Honor for the Buccaneers. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. and he walks out the door. You really cannot bank on your tight end room. You don't have a wide receiver opposite of Mbuka. I mean, Chris Godwin, he's not been healthy in 3 years. And Baker was doing all that running around, and you probably even could have went offensive line.
Hey, it is a 3-day draft, so maybe they like the mid rounds to grab a weapon for Baker there. So
But
we'll see.
moving on to the Jets, what did the Jets even need? Goodell's coming to the podium. They need everything. So I don't know what this could be. This could be Sadiq
We will
here.
find
I
out.
don't think they have a good tight end. Nah, I told you Sadiq. I think they probably could go tight end.
Yeah.
They don't have a tight end right now that I can even think of.
Now, you're talking about a combine warrior here. He had the best combine ever for a tight end. He even beat out Vernon Davis, who was a phenomenal athlete and actually a great tight end in the NFL for many years. So he has a lot to look forward to as a premier athlete in the league. I like this pick. He's a great athlete, and I think he needs to learn some blocking. He needs to get better at that. But as far as hands, you couldn't ask for a better athlete from him. From
Mike Greenberg, Greeny, he's a diehard Jets fan. He sounds like he's not too ecstatic about this, but you're betting on the upside. The kid's super ultra talented. Granted, he is your prototypical Sean McVay type tight end, where he's a receiving type tight end.
Yeah, he is receiving first. There is no.
But I can say now that I see that name up there, 19 at Carolina. Carolina was getting mocked, this guy. A lot of Carolina media and Carolina fans was hoping that this guy was going to fall to 19. And I would have loved to seen him on Carolina, me personally. So that's really disappointing. But Kenyon Sadiq, obviously without a shadow of a doubt, the best offensive tight end in the league, in the draft this year. And he's going at 16.
By far the best tight end.
Now, the Detroit Lions, I don't know what they're going to do, because everyone in media has said, and the reports have been, that they've wanted to trade up to get an offensive tackle. I don't know what they're going to quite do now that pretty much all the good tackles, well, not all the good tackles. I think the guy out of Georgia, the left tackle, is still on the board. They've had talks about moving Panay Sewell to left tackle, so maybe if they can prevent that by grabbing this kid out of Georgia at left tackle. So for the Jets, circling back to the Jets, they got their 1-2 combo when you're rebuilding the team. You got your offensive player and you got your defensive player. You got your prototypical edge rusher, a guy in David Bailey, who many people have said has the biggest upside. Like, he is your prototypical pass rusher. He's got all the pass rushing moves in his bag. I can argue this is probably the best pass rusher that they've drafted in a very long time. So you get him, you get that pass rush, which is a very important position, given we just saw Will Anderson Jr. get $50 million. You shore that up, and you go on the opposite side of the ball. You already got Garrett Wilson at the wide receiver position, so you really don't need to get receiver. And you go get that tight end that you need, because I think Tyler Conklin was their best tight end that they've had over the last couple of years, and he didn't even – Tyler Conklin, and he wasn't even on the Jets this year. I don't even know who their tight end was this year. I think Tyler Conklin was on the
big need for the Jets there, and they got their guy.
Rams. I think Tyler Conklin went to the Rams. But, yeah, you need a tight end. You go out and get that another target for Geno Smith.
West Virginia Geno
Smith.
This guy, I mean, what a career this guy has had. All the ups and the downs, mostly downs. And just like that, we're halfway through the draft, and we are almost 2 hours into it. I honestly thought that this draft was going to go a little bit quicker than this, but apparently not.
About an hour and
almost 2 hours.
I think Fernando Mendoza got called out around 8:10, 8:15. So I mean, about an hour and a half through halfway. When it's not terribly bad, but and to talk more about the Jets, look. They have a lot to do. They went and they pulled the plug. You traded away Quinn Williams. You traded away Sauce Gardner. You traded away Jermaine Johnson is the edge rusher who I was talking about. They got traded to the Tennessee Titans earlier. His name just popped up in my head. So that's the reason why you go and get David Bailey. You trade away him. I mean, you even got rid of Quentin Williams' brother, Quincy Williams, at linebacker. You have nothing. And if you're Garrett Wilson, you were just sitting there telling yourself, like, dude, why did I even sign this contract extension? Why didn't you just trade me with Sauce? So they need everything. But if you're Aaron Glenn, I don't want to be like Colin Cowherd, but Colin Cowherd thinks he's just in over his head. He
definitely is.
He's on a way more downward spiral than he is up. It was absolutely embarrassing what they did this past season. They were the only team in the NFL to not get an interception. It's the first time it happened in NFL history. I don't even know how that happens.
Definitely, Ben Johnson. For those coordinators that were with the Lions, Ben Johnson is in a much better position than Aaron Glenn is.
And let's be honest, I mean, in comparison, Aaron Glenn was not set up as well as Ben Johnson.
Definitely was not. I mean, definitely was not.
You're Ben Johnson. You already have
They
Caleb
still have no
Williams.
quarterback. I mean, when you have West Virginia Geno as your QB1, you do not have a lot to look forward to. Basically, you're already almost give up on the season before it starts. Honestly.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's rough, especially when you know Tom Brady invested stock in Geno Smith and was like, okay, I'm going to just go ahead and pivot off of him, which is the smart move. I mean, you already know you're going to get the number 1 overall pick. Why are you going to go ahead and bank your future on a guy in Geno Smith? How old is Geno Smith? What, 33, 32? You go ahead and draft the kid who's 23. You're going to have him – he's 8, 9 years younger than Geno. You just reset the board. And so that's an obvious good reason to pivot off of Geno. But my lord, did Geno Smith play bad football.
Smith is the best
he played bad
backup quarterback in the league.
He played absolutely bad football this year. Granted, it was the Raiders and they had no skill position players, but still, they played bad football this year. I don't think you could have plugged in a Jared Goff back there on that team and he'd have played bad. So, but it's not going to get any better on the Jets.
I love times like this during the draft. We have a young man here from Make-A-Wish Foundation getting to announce the draft pick for his favorite team, which in this instance is the Detroit Lions. Shout out to my man.
Don't know where the Lions go here. They could go defense, but I don't know what defensive player is really left for them to pick. I know they can't get the kid from Oregon. They got Brian Branch, which is just tore his Achilles, so I don't know how comfortable they are. They need a corner. They don't really need a corner. I don't know where they could go. They need a linebacker. Yeah.
Tackles are coming off the board finally.
Wow, they took the tackle out of Clemson. I didn't even know this kid was even. Wow. I wanted to see what Mills got to say about this because I know the kid from Georgia was supposed to be the one who was like the next best tackle. So I don't know much about this kid here.
And the pick is in for the next pick. So I think we'll get a flurry of picks going forward. People know what they want up to this point.
Yeah, just got word from Jay Glazer. Stafford was aware about the Tyson.
He better know.
Yeah, he knew. And we know Matthew Stafford's curtain is up in 2 years. There's no way Matthew Stafford plays through more than 2 years of football. I mean, he doesn't have the heart for it. I think the only reason why he's still the only reason why he's still playing is because he knows he has the team. If he was in a situation probably like he was with the Lions where you knew as an organization you've put all your chips on the table, you know you're not good enough to get it, I think Matthew Stafford would have put the cleats up. I'm just being honest.
That's true because physically and mentally, as far as acumen, he still has it at an elite level. But you know, if your love for the game is diminishing, you know, when they say you know you're retired like that, you know, talking about retirement, you're already there. So if he's got honestly 2 more years,
so Roger Goodell's already back for the 18th pick. The Vikings know what they want.
Skull Nation, shout out to my guy T. Scott. This is his favorite team. God bless his soul.
I think they might go safety here. Oh, really? That's a little rich.
Well,
Caleb Banks, defensive tackle from Florida. That's a little rich.
there's always that pick. Tell me what you think, T. Scott. Let me know.
Yeah, I think this was a little rich. I think people had him as a early second round pick, later first round pick.
Again, when you have 12, maybe 13 first round grades, anything after that's a second rounder. So, if sometimes you're going to have to get your man when you can.
Yeah.
He's not going to be around in the second round when you're getting ready to pick. You might as well go ahead and get your guy if you can't find anyone to trade back with.
Well, now that you're Dallas, I don't want to bring up Dallas already, but their picks coming up, I would probably be in favor of probably trading back because
Again,
I think Dylan, the safety from Oregon, was like your best bet at 20 if you didn't get an edge rusher high, and I'm not really high on any of these edge rushers at this point. I say maybe trade down and get an extra pick.
it's easy to say trade down, but you got to have a trade partner. Right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a trade down, honestly. I think, if you can trade down and still pick up a third or fourth rounder, again, more bites at the apple, the better for us because of all our needs. But if we do stay put, I'm hearing good things about Malachi Lawrence or Colton Hood or actually Chris Johnson, the cornerback from Texas Tech. I'm hearing some good things about him as well.
I want the cornerback from Miami, that Scott kid. That's who I want.
Keontae Scott?
Yeah, that's who I want. But he ain't no first round pick.
Little
He's
rich,
rich.
yeah. Not, no.
Yeah, Dallas is trading back. Dallas is trading with Philly. Dallas gets pick 23, 114, and 137. So they pretty much got back
23 what?
114 and 27.
Okay, so we improved.
137.
We improved. So we get a fourth rounder, or is that 2 fourth rounders possibly, or a third and fourth
What's
rounder?
114 and 137?
114 is, those are fourth rounders.
Yeah.
I like it. So we trade back 3 spots.
Yeah. I think that was the best.
like
I
it.
think that was the best case for Dallas. I didn't see.
We can
There's
still
not
get
a
our
player.
guy.
You got your guy in Caleb Downs. You got your big hitter. There's not a guy left here for Dallas that's just going to knock your socks off at 20. So I think the best thing
I'm
was
loving this. I'm
trade
loving
it
it,
back.
Cowboys Nation.
trade back.
We got our guy. We're trading back, which was ideal. We're picking up 2 fourth rounders. We gave away 2 fifth rounders. We can still get our guy in the first round and picked up 2 fourth rounders.
Yeah,
I'm
because
ecstatic.
you didn't want to take a reach with one of these edge rushers, the Kendrick Falks, and even Malachi Lawrence. A lot of people says that the value for those guys are around 28 and above.
Again, when you don't have a second rounder,
Yeah.
you got to get your
Gotta
guy
get rich.
when
But
you're
hey,
on
you
the
got
top.
a 4th round pick out of
Exactly.
it. Philly,
two fourth rounders.
Philly. I don't know what Philly's going to get here because Philly. A lot of people were thinking they were going to get Caden Proctor to tackle, but he obviously went way higher than what many people expected him to go. I don't know where Philly's going to go with this pick, but before we get to that, we need to talk some Panthers, okay? Show the Carolina people some love. Carolina, the draft is huge for them, obviously. I feel like Carolina's been just a couple pieces away. Bryce Young, you picked up his 5th-year option. It's now or never for him. So I really thought that their offense, you could use another offensive tackle. I think they need another receiver outside of Ted McMillan because for me personally,
Definitely do. When you had
the guy from South Carolina, Leggett, he doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
But Ted, I think Ted has the capability of being a
Definitely
fringe
does.
All-Pro player.
Absolutely.
I think he was.
Ted was special last year.
When he had all that stuff going into the draft for him last year, all the question marks, even though he had a couple of drops, big drops this year, specifically in the playoffs, but
listen,
he has the
when
talent.
Adam Thielen at 40 years old basically was your wide receiver 2, you have issues. Leggett has not turned out to be the player that you would hope he would be, and actually there was talks of here in the last month or so about possibly trading him away.
Yeah.
So definitely see something going in the offensive realm with the Panthers here. Give him a wide receiver, Mekhi Lemon.
Yeah. And I could see Carolina maybe getting the safety. I know they got great safety play out of Moore, the kid from who came from the Raiders. They got great corner safety play from him. They could use a safety. I think they even need another. Well, they got Jalen Phillips. They got their edge rusher.
Thieneman.
They could use a linebacker. There's just no linebacker available here. This could be a C.J. Allen.
Yeah. I like it.
This could be a C.J. Allen. They need a linebacker. They honestly could use another corner. I mean, there's many places Carolina can go with this. I really think Sadiq was kind of like your dream pick for Carolina in the first round.
Pick one for sure.
And given that he's gone, really don't know where Carolina could go here.
Oh, okay. Offensive tackle.
Offensive tackle. Yeah, I agree. I mean, protect Bryce Young. You cannot go wrong with this.
Protect the midget.
Milk. Seriously. You're going to protect Bryce Young. You get the third best tackle in the game. Yes, Carolina. We can speak from experience. Offensive tackles in the first round, getting those picks, they're not fun, okay? They're like the most boring picks. I remember last year when we drafted Tyler Booker at 13. It was kind of like one of those picks like, blah, okay? But look, you need offensive line. Offensive line play is something that Carolina has lacked forever. They've never had a good offensive line. Even the years they had Cam Newton, that offensive line was never good. So I don't hate the pick. I love this for Carolina. I mean, you get a tackle, a very premier position in the NFL. I mean, you use first-round picks on tackles. So I love it. I mean, hey, Sadiq, he fell off the board for you. It was a guy that many people had mocked to Carolina. You really don't need a safety like Thielen because I think Morey was good enough. I think he played well enough last year, and you saw promise in him. You really don't need a corner that bad, and there's no corner that's worth going this high right now, and there's no linebacker. So you get a tackle, and that's a smart pick. That's smart organization making a smart pick.
My man's in Isle of Palm, South Carolina. Shout out to Charleston, where I will be going tomorrow this weekend to celebrate the 25th anniversary of my wedding with my lovely bride.
Oh, the Eagles traded up for a big reason. Sorry, I thought it was. I already found out who they picked.
My AJ Brown is gone. Bye bye AJ.
AJ Brown is gone.
Bye bye AJ. Look at him. He's already looking like an Eagle. I don't like you, guy. I don't like you.
And this is for the many people who thought Devontae Smith could be a number one wide receiver. I'm talking to many friends that I'm friends with. You're not making a pick like this. So if you feel like Devontae Smith is your number one wide receiver.
I don't know about that.
If you're Philly, I feel like you could have used an offensive lineman. Well, obviously your tackle just went that you really could have got because Lane Johnson's not got many years left of football. Lane Dickerson, he contemplated retirement. And obviously you don't love your center and right guard play. I mean, even Cam Jurgens, I don't even know how he made the Pro Bowl. Many Eagles fans were saying he don't know how he made the Pro Bowl. But
so apparently I think Eagles must have felt Pittsburgh was going wide receiver here. So they had to jump in order to
I don't think
get
they would have
guy.
went wide receiver. They got Michael Pittman and DK Metcalf.
Or Chargers. Someone. One of those two.
Yeah, Chargers probably would have went wide receiver, to be honest. The Chargers need a wide receiver. They got defense. They need an offensive line. They need a tackle, if anything. That's who needs a tackle.
So, hey, shout out. Hey, and the thing is what makes this so funny, it's Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles have a history of, even though they're in the same division, they are not afraid to trade with one another. And it seems like every time, and I'm not saying this because I'm a Cowboys fan, we get the better of them. Last time we did this was with Micah Parsons when we traded back one, and they got their guy, and we got our guy in Micah. So, again, I love this trade for the Cowboys. We drop back 3 spots. We pick up 2 fourths. They give us more bites at the apple. I love it.
Yeah,
again,
and
great night for my team.
Quick thing about Mekhi Lemon, he's pretty much your top 5 wide receiver by default. He obviously wasn't covered a lot because he played for USC. USC, I mean, they wasn't one of the best football programs. I mean, I think they were.
Not the story.
Did they end up in top 25 this year?
I don't even.
I think
know.
they did.
Not.
But I mean, he's a Lincoln Riley prospect. I just read where many people comparing to Amon-Ra St. Brown. I saw today where Des Bryant really didn't.
5'11", 192 is not big. He's not a big guy.
Des Bryant said he wasn't even the top wide receiver on his team. I'm not going to take much from that, but that's just a hot take by someone who's wanting to get likes in media. But yeah, I mean, if you're Philly, you needed a wide receiver. You know, A.J. Brown. This is definitely stamped that A.J. Brown's gone. You don't make this pick without if A.J. Brown's
I'm looking at that
sitting.
size. You can't make up for A.J. Brown if you're less than 6 foot tall.
Yeah, but that's I promise you, the needs that the Eagles have right now, specifically at what is it? What don't the Eagles need a linebacker? Who's their linebacker? Yeah, they lost. Yeah, they need linebacker play. They don't have an edge. They're saying they want to trade for an edge. But yeah, I just don't. You know, if you're Philly, it's like, okay, fine. I think I don't know. I don't love this kid.
This guy's looking like Stevie Wonder up here.
Daddy. If you're Philly, hey, you got a weapon. I think for Philly tonight, you pretty much know that A.J. Brown's not being there.
Yeah,
that's your pretty much story for tonight if you're Philly. You're not ecstatic. You're not excited. It's like one of those things. It's like, bro, we're really getting rid of A.J. Brown for Mekhi Lemon, 5'11".
Well, and it's one of those things, addition by subtraction, right? You have a distraction in A.J. Brown. He's been a distraction everywhere he goes. He was a distraction with the Titans. He's been a distraction with Philly. Get rid of the guy and make your locker room better.
Well, you can't say as well. Philly media, we know how bad. We know how tough they can be. So we're going to hear in a couple hours how they feel about this pick. But Howie Roseman's smart. He knows what he's doing. We know
definitely one of the top, if not top GMs.
He knows what he's doing
in the league.
He
Shout
knows what
out
he's doing.
to Howie Roseman, even though they are hated by me. If I hate any team, it's the Eagles. They do have a fantastic front office for sure.
I think they're doing a little
tribute
or something in Pittsburgh. So now we get to Pittsburgh.
Good. Hey, the home team, let's do it.
Look, Pittsburgh. I know you're wanting a quarterback. I feel for you. I know many thought that Ty Simpson was going to be here by now. That was the talk of this morning. I mean, Stephen A. was like, hey, if Ty Simpson's there, why not? But yeah, Ty Simpson's not there. I don't know where they go.
You are stuck with Will Howard and, unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, Mason Rudolph.
And my guy, Reese Clark, big Pittsburgh fan. Shout out to my guy, Chief Reese. But I don't understand, the Pittsburgh Steelers have been in quarterback purgatory for 15 years, it feels like, but probably more like 10. They held on to Big Ben a lot longer than what they should have, and they literally have not had a plan since before Big Ben retired. 3 or 4 years before he retired, he should have been let go, and then have not had a plan since then with the likes of Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, and any other scrub that they put back there at quarterback. And if you're going to go anywhere in this league, you need to start at the quarterback position.
Yeah. Side note, Albert Breer, he's got a tweet, said one head coach earlier today on Cowboys, Caleb Downs. Vegas odds on the guy with the best chance to get a gold jacket is Caleb Downs. Just a little side note.
Shout out.
That's how good.
And actually, getting back to that, for the last week or so, they did have Caleb Downs being mocked down to the Cowboys, which was still surprising. So it happened.
Yeah. Steelers picks fixing to get in. I really don't know what to say. I don't know where to go. They need needs on defense. So the bus is about to make their pick. I don't know what they're going to go
Shout out to Jerome, the bus, Battis.
I think they could go safety here. They might get that Dylan Thielman kid. because they
Do they
don't
have Fitzpatrick still?
no. You know,
Okay.
Fitzpatrick went to the where did Fitzpatrick? Fitzpatrick went to the Jets.
Okay. I like Dylan Thieneman.
They got their
He's been moving up
receivers.
the boards for the last couple of weeks, so I wouldn't mind it. Okay, one of the top tackles.
Yeah.
Again, people
Okay.
were high on him, so good.
Yeah, I saw the Steelers possibly
Protect
doing
A-Rod.
this.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't see a scenario. They don't need a linebacker. They definitely don't need a defensive lineman. You got T.J. Watt, Cameron Hayward, and Herbig. You got that. I really thought it could have went secondary. I thought maybe the safety Dylan Thieneman, he could have been an option there. But yeah, that was the other need I could see. I could see them if there's an offensive lineman they like, they're going to take it. They didn't need a wide receiver. You don't need a running back, or there's no running back even worth at this point. So yeah, again, the thing with the Steelers, quarterback.
listen, it's
They've been
never.
hard. We're going on what? This is year 7 without Ben Roethlisberger. 6, 7. No, I don't mean that either. This is year
6,
6.
7.
This is year 6 going on. This is year 6 or 7 that they've not had a quarterback. They've had the roster. They haven't had the quarterback. And this past year was the first time where the defense wasn't the steel curtain. So the formula that they've had the first 5 years without Ben Roethlisberger, where you felt like, okay, we're a quarterback away, they feel like now at this point they're more than a quarterback away.
Yeah.
But still, at some point, you got to get the quarterback option right.
Yeah, it won't be
Granted,
this year.
You
for
can't.
sure.
You're not the Green Bay Packers where you just. And granted, this is their fault. They didn't do the Green Bay Packers. You didn't draft that safety valve 2 or 3 years in advance when you knew the Aaron Rodgers or the Ben Roethlisbergers. They were at the borderline end of their career. You didn't draft that safety valve. It was a Mike Tomlin thing and the Rooney family. They valued respect over, and we already know how Aaron Rodgers is. Not Aaron Rodgers, but we already know how Mike Tomlin is. Okay, he's going to respect Ben Roethlisberger, and they were going to ride that train to the end.
Yeah.
We think Dallas is one of the most. What's the word? Stubborn franchises.
That's what I was.
The Steelers are one of the most stubborn franchises.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin was
So,
definitely stubborn.
look, I mean-
he was too loyal to a fault. He should have been got rid of Ben Roethlisberger. He's letting A-Rod toy, and they let them toy around with him last year. They're letting A-Rod do it again this year. If it were me, let Aaron Rodgers go on his darkness retreat and stay in that cave or wherever he is, because you're not getting the A-Rod from 10 years ago. There's no need in letting him keep your team hostage with less than average quarterback play, because he's not that man anymore. He's not first ballot gold jacket A-Rod any longer. You drafted Will Howard, I think, in the 4th round last year. You have Mike McCarthy pretty much pitching his tent to, hey, Will Howard can be the man. I just don't see it. I'm sorry, he's not. I don't see him turning out to be a 4th round lottery ticket like Dak Prescott. So definitely going to have to get your quarterback next year.
Yeah. Chargers pick is up. Chargers need tackle play. I mean, they need offensive linemen. I don't know the best offensive lineman available right now, but they need to take it because, my Lord, they could use a wide receiver. There's not one even available right now. They needed an offensive lineman here. I think Mel said something about a safety, but they don't need a safety. They need an offensive tackle.
Okay,
Wow,
good.
Akeem Mesidor.
Good. A lot of folks had him being mocked to the Cowboys. I did not like it. He's an older prospect.
Do you know what I just found out today? He is the same age as Aiden Hutchinson.
He's 24, almost 25
He's
years
25.
old. Like,
Aiden Hutchinson's
this
going on
is one
year
of these
4.
COVID picks. This man stayed in, and he has some foot issues. So I'm glad he wasn't there for us to be tempted to get. So, I mean, he was a man playing against boys. So a little dominant there, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, granted, he's a very talented player. Let's not get it wrong. He's talented. He's just one of them players where do you really, if you're a team like the Cowboys or somebody who really needs an edge rusher, like dying for it, the Chargers are not dying for an edge rusher. You just really could not roll the dice on a guy like this who has injury history. He's 25. You cannot put the bank on it like Dallas has to with an edge rush to say, okay, I need this guy to play for me for the next 8 years. You're not doing that with Akeem Mesidor. In 8 years, he's 33. What's the likelihood of him being elite at that age? So if you're the Chargers, Jim Harbaugh, you already have Khalil Mack. You have a couple edge rushers. I think he's the Hawaiian kid. I think he actually made the Pro Bowl this year. He's really good. He's like, I think he wears 0. He's phenomenal edge rusher. So he's kind of like, this is a Khalil Mack safety valve pick. So this is not a guy who you're going to have to put your life savings on for the next 4 years. That's something Dallas is going to have to do with edge rusher. So yes, you just don't make this pick if you're Dallas. Now here for Dallas, I don't know what you do.
Actually, I know what we do. I know one of two positions here. We're either going defensive end or cornerback. Don't know how their board is at this point and, you know, what the prospects are like. I know we don't have a second round pick this year. We do have a third rounder. So, you know, depending on what the top needs are for us, which are those two, and where the players are allotted, you know, we could go one of two ways there because I don't know how deep the draft is for edge rushers at this point.
Yeah, so again, this is where it's kind of sucks for Dallas this year. The talent is not heavy. So with this pick, this is why I said getting to Caleb Downs or to Sonny Styles was pivotal. Because with this second pick, this is not a pick where it's going to knock your socks off. It's just not.
It's still going to be a great pick.
It's going to be a good pick.
Going to be a good, no matter what we do here.
I have not watched no Zion Young from Missouri or the Malachi Lawrence kid. I don't know nothing about him. I haven't. What's the odds of me turning on UCF?
I'm not a film guy either. I just have to go on
I don't
all
watch
the
UCF.
online researches and you know, all the draft gurus and their talk, which, you know, you're going to hear good and bad about all these prospects, right? But like I said, cornerback is a big need for us. So if you can grab one of the top cornerbacks here, I think that's where you would get your positional value right.
Yeah, and if you're Dallas, look, you need a corner, linebacker, and edge. I forgot that linebackers still in players.
Yeah,
and I could go C.J. Allen. I don't love that pick for me personally.
I honestly like the Rodriguez kid.
I don't think C.J. Allen is worth
Jake Rodriguez,
23.
I think his name is.
And many people are saying Kendrick Falk. A lot of people think he's the next Taco Charlton for Dallas.
Kendrick Falk, yeah, I'm hearing, and I've heard that. Unfortunately, Dallas was high on that kid, so yeah.
But he's a run-stopping guy. So I just don't know. He had one sack.
Another D-Law.
One sack as an edge rusher in college.
Yeah.
At Auburn University.
This is D. Lawrence all over again.
In the SEC, you're an edge rusher at one sack. That just doesn't entice me.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Dallas does. The pick's in. I'm just interested to see where to go. They could go anything. Heck, it wouldn't even shock me if they do get another safety. I mean,
no, they're not.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean,
they're going corner. I feel like the pick is cornerback.
Well,
here.
You got to think Cooper DeJean played corner, and they got Quinyon Mitchell. They got two corners in the same draft.
No,
so it might be a situation where, based on the defense,
we
Caleb
have
Downs
a
might
big
be a slot corner.
Cornerback. Have you seen our depth chart
yeah.
with cornerback?
Oh yeah.
This will be cornerback, people.
It's just there's no corner.
Definitely here.
There's no corner high.
I'm telling you, they are high on that Chris Johnson.
Why if they pick Jamal McCoy?
They will not pick Jamal
you never
McCoy.
know. You never know.
He's not even on their board. He is not on their board.
Mills best available. So Mills best available. The safety from Oregon still high. Zion Young the edge. Kendrick Falk.
It's going to be cornerback here.
I don't know what we do.
I think you can get your edge and your linebackers that you're looking for in the I'm telling you, I like this Rod. I like what I hear about Rodriguez.
Yeah, but I mean,
they
you're not
say that
Rodriguez is
his
a late
cerebral
70s.
play. He may not be the most athletic, but his cerebral play. His cerebral is, he's like Sean Lee 2.0 is what I hear him described as. Jacob Rodriguez is his name. Malachi Lawrence. Okay, I'm telling you. I called that at the beginning of the show. I like it. I like everything I've heard about this guy the last couple of weeks. I like it. Hey, listen, we traded back. We got value in Malachi Lawrence and picked up 2 fours.
Yeah. Again, I can't be happy about this because honestly, I've not watched one snap of this kid. I know nothing about him. Again, I'm not turning on University of Central Florida on Saturday. I'm sorry. He's 6'4", 250. He's definitely got the pounds for an edge rusher.
Let's look at these highlights.
These highlights this is my first snap seeing him. I'm honestly glad they rather went him.
4.5 40. They said his 3-cone was phenomenal. So lets you know he has athletic ability. So I like it. I like it a lot better than Keldrick Falk.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, those I like what we did tonight. I very, very happy with the front office of the Dallas Cowboys tonight. Getting your picks and picking up 2 fours. Phenomenal. Welcome to Big D, Malachi Lawrence. You and Caleb Downs will be boarding the private jet of Jerry Jones, and you will be at the Star tomorrow.
All right. A lot of people are comparing him to Josh Sweat. Yeah, pretty decent edge rusher. So, all right, we're going to pretty much summarize the Cowboys night. That is officially put a nail in the coffin on day 1 of draft night for the Dallas Cowboys. They're not going to have a day 2 pick unless they hypothetically trade up
we got
tomorrow.
a day 2 pick in the 3rd.
Second round pick. So, hey, what do we think? Day 1, we're done. What do we think? Did we come out with the best case scenario tonight for Dallas?
I like what we did. As I said, we nabbed our top prospect in one of the, if not the top prospect in the draft, in Caleb Downs. We trade back 3 spots with our nemesis within the division, pick up 2 fours, and pick an edge rusher that they've coveted. So I trust the scout team on that. I really don't know much about Malachi Lawrence, but I heard a lot of good things from the scouts and the draft pundits over the last couple of weeks. And, it's one of those things where there's smoke, there's fire. So, we, like any draft pick, we'll see what they do. But picking up those 2 fours by trading back and getting your guy, I'm not mad at them.
Yeah, I think Dallas, look, I think the goal for today, without a shadow of a doubt, was to come home with one of those 4 guys. If you came home tonight with Delane, Downs, Styles, or even Arville Reese, which I really didn't think he was an option for me personally. I just thought Styles, Delane, Downs, or Rubenbane. That was my 4th was Rubenbane.
Yep.
If you got one of those 4 guys with one of those picks, you won tonight. Whatever you did with the 20th or 23rd pick, that guy, look, he's not going to be nowhere near the amount of impact that those 4 want to make. So what you were able to do, you were able to withstand the storm when the thing got thin early. Like, I'm going to repeat it again. The 4th pick, Carnell Tate got took. I'm pretty sure Dallas, us fans were comfortable. We were just sitting there like, okay, we could get a Sonny Styles. Okay, like, it felt likely. And then when Arville Reese, Styles, and Delane went 1, 2, 3, like I said earlier, it felt like a 1, 2, 3 combo. And that's when it got scary. And the dream was turning into a nightmare really fast. And then when the Saints passed on him, going offense, which many thought they were going defense, they thought even they were going to get Reuben Bain because of Cam Jordan being on the end of his career. They went offense. The Giants passed up on him and got offense. And so they were able to trade up with the Dolphins, which they kind of felt like the Dolphins could have gotten Downs. You get that security. Like I thought Dallas could have done at 9, just in case. You never know. And they get the security. They go ahead and get your guy. And you come out of the night getting the player, that one of the 4 players that you wanted. Because Caleb Downs was worth. Caleb Downs is more valuable than whoever you were going to get at 20 or 23. That's how big of an impact he was. And it's just a win knowing that you came out of the night with one of those defensive players just because of how inopportunistic it would have been in any other. Well, I don't think that's the word. Just the likelihood of it not happening just because you don't have the luxury of all these quarterbacks going on off and all these good offensive linemen or wide receivers. Like those premier positions are lackluster this year. Like I said, 3 years ago. The draft with Drake May. Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese, you would have been super comfortable if you're Dallas at 12 getting those guys. But this year, when you know all these good defensive players are going to be gone so early just because there's no talent, you kind of feel like it was scary hours for Dallas early on and even going into this draft like, okay, are we going to get one of these players? Because it really felt like to me personally, and this is just me, I feel like Delane or Downs was do or die. Because those are the 2 best prospects at their age. Sonny Styles, I kind of always felt like he was going to go earlier than any of those 3. And then Reuben Bain, just something about Reuben Bain for me, I just didn't ever love him in comparison to the others. Just because I felt like the need at our defensive back was such a big of a need in comparison to the edge room for me personally. I've seen our defensive back play the last couple of years. I like what we got last year in the second round from Boston College, Ezaraku. I think he can have a good year. So I know we got a player there solid enough, and him with Rashawn Gary is solid enough. Guys, at defensive back, you can't trust DeRon Bland to be healthy, and outside of that, you have nothing. You don't have a safety that you love. You have nothing. So for me, going in, I felt like Delane and Downs they were do or die. For Dallas in the first round with your first pick, those 2 guys for me felt like you had to go home with one of those 2. It was do or die. I just felt that way because I've seen our defensive back play the last couple of years. It's been abysmal. So you do that, and then you get that edge need that you want with Malachi Lawrence. He's going to be your plug-and-play guy. There's a good chance that this guy might not even start because you already have Rashawn Gary. You're more comfortable with Ezaraku going in year 2. So he's a guy you're going to get a fresh body to rush your passer. He's probably going to be your third down type edge rusher.
Definitely going to play because we rotate our bodies a lot. And with that being said, we missed the Browns pick.
Yeah, I went on a little rant here. I tend to do that when I talk about Dallas. But Casey Concepcion, he is pretty much the route technician in this year's draft. I remember when he played for NC State last year, and he transferred to Texas A&M to pretty much rise his draft stock. He goes to the Browns. Pretty disappointing for the Browns. The Browns were really do or die on Cardinal Tate in a lot of mock drafts, and he went early. They did not get the wide receiver that they really much needed. So they get that wide receiver. I think it's probably a little rich because many people didn't see Concepcion going that high. I think they had him like an early second-round pick.
And shout out to KC. He was dealing with some type of disability. Was it?
Yeah, I think he's got a speech
impediment. Speech impediment.
Or something like that.
To be able to overcome that, good on you, KC Concepcion. And as we're speaking now, we have the 25th pick in the Chicago Bears in. Shout out to my guy, Damian Whalen. He and I go back a long way playing cards in Wilmington. He moved out to Montana several years ago. And he and I chop it up a lot via text. One of the biggest Bear fans I know. I know he's watching the stream right now. So shout out to you, Damian. I hope, I know you said you really didn't matter to you what y'all did with this pick this year, because you do have a couple of needs. So I hope they get you're satisfied with the pick that you get here tonight. and
Is he a Bears fan?
he is a big Bears fan.
The Bears, hey, you have a team. You loved what you saw from Ben Johnson. You pivoted off of DJ Moore. So Roma Dunze is the guy. Luther Burden is going to be your number 2. I love Luther Burden. I think he's going to be great. He's turned out to be a whole lot better of a player than what I thought he was going to be.
Yep, for sure.
I don't think you go receiver. Many people, this is where many people saw the Caden Proctors going around this area because of one of the Bears' offensive linemen retired very prematurely. I think it might have been their center, if I remember correctly. So, hey, they could go offensive line here, but they need some defense. This right here, mark my words, I think this might be a Dylan Thiemann pick. They lost Brisker to free agency. They lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson. They have no safety right now. This is going to be Dylan Thiemann or the Malachi Warren guy. That would be me. I think that's more than likely where they're going to go. They got a corner from free agency. They picked up the guy, Kobe Bryant from Seattle. He was part of that phenomenal defense. Granted, he was a slot corner, but he was part of that phenomenal defense in Seattle, Super Bowl winning Seattle. But I think this is definitely more than likely going to be Dylan Thiemann. They need a safety. They pretty much lost their whole safety room, and I think they're going to revamp it with that pick. And I think he's going to be a good pick. Many people love him, love this combine, love this tape. So, hey, I think that's going to be
pick. Heard a lot of good things about Dylan Thiemann. A lot of folks had the Cowboys with their second pick in the first round going Dylan Thiemann. So, honestly,
it would be good value.
Several were putting him at 12.
Yeah.
That's how high a lot of these draft pundits are on Dylan Thiemann. So, if that's the pick for you, Damian, so you'll be very satisfied, I think, with that pick.
Yeah, you'll get him at good value. Mel Kiper has had him as the best available for the last 8 picks now. So you're going to get a quality player at 25. You're going to get him at very good value, and he's going to be your prototypical plug and play. He's going to be ready, and he's going to be a very much needed piece. And another person that I forgot they lost was Kevin Byard. He was an All-Pro this year. They let him walk out the door too.
Yeah.
So
Kevin Byard played lights out last year.
This is going to be a pick that is definitely going to be safety. I don't see them doing anything different. I don't think they. I'm over here thinking of my guy on FS1, Danny Parkins. I hope he's satisfied.
Oh, is he a Bears fan as well?
Diehard Bears fan.
Okay. This guy's going to be working with you one day, Danny.
I think this is going to be Dylan Thiemann.
Here we go, Damien.
Yeah.
Dylan Thiemann.
Yep, I was all on it.
Yep.
I do my homework. I know these teams like the back of my hand. They lost 3 safeties this offseason. This felt like a no-brainer for me. I really thought this was just a pick. I mean, you lost 3 safeties. That's pretty unheard of in one offseason. So this pick for me was out of shadow of a doubt the pick.
Yeah, I think this was a great pick for the value. One of the top value picks in this first round so far, for sure, along with the Cowboys.
Yeah. So I don't want to throw shade on anybody tonight. Look, I know you want to get drafted, but so far in the draft room, I think the only player that I know of for certain who has not been drafted that is there is Kendrick Falk. I thought Ty Simpson, I think his name probably is Tyler. But Ty Simpson, I thought was going to be that guy tonight who was going to still be in the green room tonight. So I think from the top of my head, no, Colton Hood's there tonight. Colton Hood's there. Kendrick Falk. There's a couple of guys who are still there who might not get their name called tonight. Good chance though. I think Colton Hood might have a good chance to go, and Kendrick Falk probably has a good.
My guy is looking fresh in that suit. Shout out to Dylan Thiemann.
Yeah, I think he might have the best. No, Caleb Downs. I think him and Caleb Downs had the best looks tonight.
Man,
clean.
Yeah, I like that. That is clean. I love that cream color. Might go get one myself, that color.
And this kid was hyper athletic at the combine.
Yeah.
I was blown away by how athletic this kid was.
Shout out, Damien. I hope you're satisfied, my man. I think you got a good one in this kid here.
I think he's going to be a great plug-and-play piece for the Bears. We're talking about a team who they needed an edge rusher as well. They probably didn't feel comfortable with picking any of these edge players so high. Outside of Sweat, you really don't have
Trade
much of a
alert.
pass rush. Who's trading back? Who's trading up? Houston. Okay, Houston's trading up. Houston needs an offensive lineman. Let's just call it what it is. They need an offensive lineman.
Protect my man C.J. Stroud, please.
They need an offensive lineman. Not even close. Bills, Texans get 26-21. Bills gets 28-69. That's pretty good.
Ooh, so Texans have 2? Wait. Okay.
No, they're going to flip.
Okay, yeah. I was about to say.
They flip spots.
Something's wrong here.
Yep.
49ers are attempting
Everybody's
to trade
about
back.
to start trading back.
Yep.
This is the thing about this draft this year. Not a lot of talent. Just not a lot of talent.
Yeah.
There's many people saying there was
No,
really
not
14
a lot.
guys who had a first-round
Not
grade.
a lot of can't miss prospects
So,
at this point.
At 27, 28, 20, you're at this
They
point in the draft
said,
now.
honestly,
they're
they
going,
said
this teams are going to start trading back.
Yeah, so from what was saying, as far as this draft this year, they said anywhere from picks 20 to 50, there's not much there, not much difference. So, you get a lot of value, picking, and they said, the talent pool is pretty good with that slot. So, I think you're be getting some good value in the mid rounds.
Yeah. Again, like I said, this was a top-heavy draft. That's why I said it was so pivotal for Dallas. You gotta hit on one of those guys, and really, pretty much at the pick 15, all your really skilled value position players are pretty much gone. We've seen a lot of offensive linemen. We haven't seen any wide receivers. We saw one tight end. We've not even seen a corner been taken yet. So, pretty much the premier spots, premier skill position players have been took. So you're at this point in the draft. Teams are trying to trade back. Which is a smart move.
Especially if you don't have to give up too much to do it at this point. The positional value, the draft value keeps dropping and dropping, the later we get into the draft.
This has got to be an offensive lineman for the Texans. I don't see anything else they're drafting but an offensive lineman. They dang sure don't need any defense.
Definitely no defense.
They definitely don't need defense.
It's got to be offense for sure. Which position we'll see.
It's got to be offensive tackle. Yeah.
There you go.
I knew it. Hey. I knew it was going to be offensive lineman because that's all they need. They have the wide receivers. Even though a shocking report that came out by Jordan Schultz just before the draft, there were people calling about Nico Collins for a trade.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
You don't get rid of your stud wide receiver.
Yeah, because you're going to have
he
Tank.
was all pro, right?
Yeah, Tank Deal. He shattered his leg just 2 years ago. He didn't play last year. Hold on. San Francisco's trading their pick to who? The Dolphins. So the Dolphins are trading. The Dolphins had 2 picks. Yeah, the Dolphins had 2 picks, I think. So
yeah, this draft this year there were a couple of 6 or 7 teams that had 2 picks in the
there's like 4 or 5
first
teams.
round.
So I think the Dolphins is trading up a few. Yeah, the Dolphins had pick 30. But yeah, you have Tank Dell. He's not healthy. Who else does the Texans have outside of Nico Collins? You know what's very interesting that 2 years ago when they had Stephon Diggs, it was Diggs, Tank Dell, and Nico Collins, and that was supposed to be like a top 3 wide receiver room in the league. And now this year, it's kind of like that wide receiver room's fell apart.
NFL stands for not for long. Things change so quickly.
Okay, let me see the Texans wide receiver depth chart. I can't think of a wide receiver they have out of yet. Oh, they got the Jalen Higgins kid and Jalen Noel. They actually play pretty decent. Even though they dropped a couple passes in the playoffs, but yeah. But moral of the story is they were going to go offensive lineman or nothing. Hey, look, just to be honest, They had the worst offensive line play in the playoffs, and it wasn't even close. Was not even close. So if you're the Dolphins, you're in rebuild mode. What do you do? I think they might could get a safety here. I think they might could get the McLaurin kid. How do you say his name? The kid from Toledo, Michael Warren or something like that.
Oh yeah. Imari.
I don't know his name.
Yeah. Emmanuel.
I don't know his name.
Yeah. Warren. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Who did the Dolphins end up getting?
Wasn't it Ruben B?
No. Who is it they got? We were so ecstatic about Caleb Downs, we forgot about who they got. Who did they get? I think they got an offensive. Didn't they get an offensive tackle?
Let's see who we got.
I think they got a Didn't they get they got an offensive tackle, didn't they? I think they got an offensive tackle. Anyways,
We need to keep that info in front of us anyway.
yeah. Anyways, I know it's kind of hard to analyze at this point in the draft, but you're kind of at the teams who don't really have needs. And what did they get? Who did they get? Oh, they got Caden Proctor. Okay. So they already got a tackle. Could they get a wide receiver? I think they could get Denzel Boston.
I wish they put up the team needs and things like that so we could.
They used to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me make sure. Let me see if NFL Network's doing that. Let's see. See if NFL. I think yeah. No. I don't think NFL Network's doing the team needs either. No, they haven't. Nope, they ain't doing team needs either.
Yeah, they're not doing that, are they?
But moral of the story is, again, we're at the part of the draft. Snooze fest.
Anything,
I mean,
yeah.
hey, these
Anything
teams,
can
these
happen. No,
These, I mean, your Super
not a
Bowl
snooze
caliber.
fest.
I
There's
mean,
still
just from the
some
point to
good
where this
prospect.
isn't.
You know, all the big names are
The
gone.
big names are gone. It's not a top-heavy draft this year. You're at the teams. You're at the Buffaloes, the Kansas Cities, and you're at with all these teams who are Super Bowl ready. This draft pick really don't mean much to them.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty much from the top of my head with the Dolphins. They need everything. I mean,
And they traded up for the guard.
they needed to. They must have thought the Dolphins were probably going to get them.
So we see 6 more picks at this point left in the first round. So we're a good 2.5 hours into the draft.
Yeah, the draft has been definitely faster this year. I can definitely say that. It's faster this year. Not by much, but it's faster. Could they go offense?
Defensive back, quarterback. That was one of them that a lot of folks liked for the Cowboys. So it's good to see him still go in the first round.
Yeah.
They were very high on this cornerback.
Yeah,
as well.
if you're the Dolphins, hey, you're kind of a little disappointed you couldn't come out of here with a skill position player, specifically a wide receiver, but there's just no wide receivers available. Malik Willis, all I got to say is God bless you, brother.
Yeah,
I
we
hurt
draft
for
for
you.
wide receivers this year, unfortunately.
I mean, all these guys, Devon A. Chan and a bag of chips out there skill position-wise. I mean, I'm being honest.
And they was talking all season about getting rid of him.
That's because he wants out. Some. I wouldn't mind if Dallas would have got him.
Yeah,
Probably was a little rich at 23, though.
Nah, I mean, he went at 28. We didn't have a second, so I wouldn't have minded him at all. If we would have got a cornerback, I definitely would have wanted this guy. Saw and heard good things about Chris Johnson during this whole draft process.
Oh, looks like we got another trade. Buffalo traded
The
back
Patriots. I wonder if Mike Vrabel had anything to do with this. Why he is in rehab this weekend.
He's in rehab on Saturday, not today.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's not talk.
Shout out to Vrabel.
Let's not talk about Vrabel and Reese City right now.
Why not?
No, I don't want to talk about that. The Patriots. They're obviously going to have A.J. Brown on their roster in the next couple of months. It's going to be a post-June 1st trade.
Correct.
What are the needs? Offensive line. Definitely offensive line. I think they could get offensive linemen. There's Vrabes. Look at him in a pink jacket.
Look at him.
They've traded up, so they're getting somebody they want.
He's on the phone.
You know, one thing that I'm not looking forward to.
You, right?
You know what I'm not looking forward to tonight, though?
What's that?
Jerry Jones' press conference.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Ugh. But he loves a mic.
He sure does. Yep.
Offensive line.
It's bad that I know what teams are going to do because I watch them so much this past season and know what they need. I feel like every team that I've said is going to go offensive lineman they have.
This kid eats, sleeps, breathes NFL.
I mean, I pretty much...
He will make a phenomenal broadcaster, sports broadcaster here pretty soon.
I think I pretty much have predicted about every team that's went offensive lineman, outside of maybe the Dolphins, because I didn't think they would go offensive line just based off, I mean, that was such a high pick, and Caden Proctor was like really a gamble that high. Many people had Caden Proctor going like mid-20s. So outside of that, I feel like I've got everyone right that's needed to go.
You've done a great job of these
line.
predictions for sure.
I said that
You're
about.
like a Dane Brugler Jr.
I said that about the Steelers. I said that about the Texans. I said it about
several teams.
Sorry, I'm too busy watching this kid's tape.
Shout out to Jayden Bryce, the Jay Show.
I even said I knew the Giants would possibly go tackle with that one offense. I said that in the first 5 picks of the draft. I even thought the Giants would go with an offensive lineman. I didn't think they would necessarily go 2 defensive picks. At this point, it's
just a guessing game.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah. Chiefs, they traded up and got their guy. So what are they going to do here? I think they're going to double that. I think they might get to Zion Young. I think they might go get an edge rusher. They need an edge rusher. All right, we're going back on another commercial break. Yeah, it's felt like picks 20 to 32 is going longer than the first 12.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is, just because you're at this point.
What do they have? Is it 8 minutes this year that they're doing, or 7?
I really don't know. But yeah, I think every team that I've predicted would go offensive line. Now I can say I did predict the Chiefs to go offensive line, but they didn't, because I really thought they were going to get that Francis Mulgeta kid. I really thought that's who they were going to get. But I mean, if you were a G-man, you flipped
Keldrick Faulk, Zion Young.
You flipped Dexter Lawrence for Francis Mulaga and Arvell Reese. I'd do that deal any day. That's just me personally. I mean, Dexter Lawrence had a half sack. But he won it out.
He's a beast, though.
He won it out.
Dexter Lawrence is a beast.
He's a beast. I mean, he won it out. He didn't play with his heart. Yeah, Chiefs are going to edge rusher. They're going to get either, which you can't get Keldrick Faulk because you need a pass rusher. A pass rusher. They weren't getting no pass rush. That Carnell.
Is Zion Young is he that guy?
I don't know.
What did he do?
Look, I really only knew like the top 16 picks from the back of my hand.
I know nothing about Zion Young.
That's the reason why.
Maybe did he have any sacks?
Look, hey, I don't know. I'm not watching Missouri Big Ten football. I was watching Ohio State,
not
Oregon,
here. ACC, SEC.
I was probably
Big Ten.
I watched Penn State over Missouri, so I did not watch none of Missouri football. Don't ask me, so I don't know. I just know they're not getting Keldrick Faulk cannot be an option for them because they need a pass rusher. That's not a pass rusher. Oh, look at him, number 11, Caleb Dallas. Whew. Just love that pick. It's just very refreshing knowing last year I was doing this and I was so underwhelmed the whole time. I was sitting there like, okay, Ted McMillan. Who else I think was available that I was wanting at that point? I think it was it Ted McMillan? No, Ted McMillan was
Ted
8.
McMillan went before
Who
us.
was it that I was wanting and we didn't end up getting? Was it a receiver? Yeah, I wanted Matthew Golden.
Yeah.
I was just super underwhelmed. Then this year, you get a skill position player. And let's be honest, Dallas, the last 3-4 drafts have used a first rounder on an offensive lineman.
Exactly. Not a sexy pick.
We have not
pick.
had a sexy pick since Michael Parsons
This
and
is
CD.
one of the sexiest ever that we've done.
Because what? We drafted
Absolutely.
CD in 20. Michael was 21. Who was 22?
Booker?
No, Booker was last year.
Tyler Smith?
Yeah, Tyler Smith was 22. 23 was Mozzie Smith.
Oh,
24 was
God.
24 was Guyton, and last year was Booker.
Oh,
So we have not had a sexy
gosh.
pick in 5 years.
Yeah.
We haven't had a wide receiver or edge rusher. Like, we ain't had nothing like super.
Mozzie.
We ain't had nothing super sexy. So it's very refreshing to finally get like a premier highlight type player who you're going to turn the game on Sunday and you're like, okay. Because I promise you, number 2 is going to be flashing everywhere. Just to go from what? Who was it? He's playing for Carolina right now. The safety that we had, the thumper.
Dono?
No, well, him. God, he was terrible. Yeah, Donovan Wilson, Marquise Bell, who just got arrested 2 weeks ago. He's actually still on the roster.
Yeah.
Who else?
Malik Hooker, he's still on the team.
Malik Hooker, he's terrible. What's his name? He played for Carolina. Hold
But
on.
the pick is in for the Chiefs at the 29th spot. Roger Goodell with the call. Oh, defensive tackle. Somebody to pair up with Chris Johnson. Well, look at that. They having an all-white party except for him. He's like, let me put on my Batman
Jaron
suit.
Curse, DeMonte KZ. Let's see. Who else? I'm missing one more. I can't think of his name. Xavier Woods. That's who I was thinking about. Xavier Woods. Thumper. I call him Thumper.
Jeez, he ain't been with us in forever.
Yeah, but I remember. I remember all the bad safeties we've had. We ain't had a good safety in forever.
You've remembered all of them then, because we haven't had a good one. All the picks are coming in fast and furious now.
Dang, boy. San Francisco's
49ers are
traded another
already
pick.
in.
Oh, New York's already using their picks. Trading up. Rebuilding. 3 picks in the first draft.
Wow. Jets fans.
What if they get killed?
What do you think
What if
about
they get
that?
Kendrick Fault?
Keldrick fault?
Kendrick Fault. Put him on the opposite side of. David Bailey. You get your pass rusher. You get your run stopper. Jets trade. They didn't trade nothing. They pretty much just gave
Just
away
3 picks back and picked up a 5th.
picked up a 5th round pick. So the 49ers need picks. They need picks. They need picks bad. Sucks for a 49er fan. You was sitting here hoping you was going to pick tonight.
49ers, it seems like they have 20 picks every draft.
Hey, well, they need them. All them hurt players
Shout
that
out
on
to
defense.
Darren and Devance Locklear, big 49ers fans. Jets.
All right,
3
Chiefs
picks.
Nation. You didn't come out with that offensive lineman that many people
Mansour
thought what you would.
Delane and Peter Woods.
You didn't come out with that offensive lineman that many thought that they would come out with tonight. But you get them 2 defensive players. You need defense. You're getting your security blanket with Peter Woods here. Chris Jones, he's going to be your pass rusher and run stuffer. He's going to do a bit of both. Peter Woods, he's going to get mentored by Chris Jones. Be ready to go in a couple years because Chris Jones don't have much longer on his window either. And you pick up Mansour Delane, which was another big need outside of offensive tackle. You got rid of Jalen Watson, and you trade away Trent McDuffie. You need some DBs. So you go ahead and get the best defensive back available in the draft. And outside of the Chris Johnson kid, Mansour Delane is the only corner that's been drafted today, which is kind of shocking.
Again, that's where they said the draft was in the mid-round, second, third round.
That's a very shocking thing to hear. Very shocking that
Yeah.
there's only been one
Which
cornerback
lets you know,
drafted.
hey, Chris Johnson was highly thought of in
Was
this
he
draft.
highly thought of by default, though? What's the Jets getting?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, they get a wide receiver.
Yep. A lot of people were had him as one of the top wide receivers in the draft from the national champions, Indiana Hoosiers.
I know I didn't watch much Indiana football, but I thought when they said Omar Cooper Jr., I thought they were talking about the other kid. I didn't think they were talking about him. The other guy, I think he played the slot. But to be fair, I didn't watch much of Indiana, to be honest, this year. I just knew
Except
they
for
were
the
all around,
playoffs,
except
and
for the
they
playoffs.
kicked butt.
Even when they played
They
Ohio
were by
State,
far
I
the best
didn't
team
tune
in the league in the NCAA this year, for sure.
Oh, so he's the one who made that crazy catch. Okay.
Yeah, he's very talented wide receiver. Honestly, folks had at our 20 pick, folks had him mocked to us if we went wide receiver, which I'm glad we didn't. But stud wide receiver.
Look, and I know the reports that were coming out with Dallas getting an offensive player, even a wide receiver. I never bought into the reports of them getting a wide receiver.
Hey, if
never
we
bought
were
into
wiped
that.
out, I could have seen that as the
I
pick.
don't.
Because I'm telling you, I'm glad
I'm
I
glad
did not have to show you guys my bodily fluids, my vomit, on this broadcast, because that's definitely what would have happened had we went offensive line again.
Well, hey.
We probably
think
have the
I'm glad-
most invested in the first round on our line of any team in the league by far.
I'm glad that we didn't
Our
reach
left
on.
tackle, our left guard, BB was a second round pick. Our right tackle was a first round pick, and our right tackle was undrafted, but still, that's a lot invested on our line.
That's three good players for the Jets. I can say David Bailey, Sadiq, and
Absolutely.
Omar Cooper.
A
in
lot
the
to
first
look
round.
forward to, Jets fans.
That
with those
that
three
is
picks.
the power, ladies and gentlemen, of trading away players and getting multiple first round picks. You can turn it
Again,
into 3 first round
Which
picks.
is why I wish we would have traded away George Pickens for a first round pick tonight. Or a 2027, honestly, where we could have 2 bites of the apple next year in the first round.
Well, looks like the Titans are on the clock because the Bills is traded. I think the Bills has traded their pick again.
The pick is in for, it's showing the Buffalo Bills.
I think they're definitely going to get that edge rush
No
here.
Tennessee Titans. I'm sorry. They haven't changed
And people have been complaining about that on Twitter. ESPN has been lacking on changing the graphics for some reason. They are not been on their P's and Q's with that. But I think
Do
this is
better,
probably where
ESPN.
I think Kendrick Falk could do that. I think Kendrick Falk.
Keldrick, not Kendrick. Keldrick.
Whatever his name is. All I know is I don't think he's going to be that good.
I don't either. It just seems like a Taco Charlton.
I just don't think this kid's going to be that good.
All over again. Mozzie Smith, whoever.
He
you
is
want
one of
to-
the. He's like a player. Like I said, you cannot have him as your. You can't have him as like your premier player as an edge rusher. They got Jermaine Johnson in that trade, so this could be a safe pick getting him, being your
So,
run
Titan
stopping
fans,
type guy.
let's see who you get. Coming up on 3 hours in the draft. I like the format this year. Decreasing the pick time. It's been fantastic. Normally runs to like midnight, which is entirely too long.
Yeah, because they're talking about now. They're talking about on the broadcast now about the early second round picks tomorrow. They're going to. These cornerbacks are going to pop off really quick. Again, we've
Really
seen 2
quick.
corners.
A lot of
I
talent at defensive back, especially cornerback.
I think this is probably the first year in a while there've been only 2 corners drafted in the first round.
Yeah.
I mean, corner is
How
like
weak this
corner
draft
is a
is this
premier
year.
position. Really? 320,000 people.
Whoa!
Jesus.
320,000? Jeez.
320,000
Woo, that's a lot
fans.
of people in the vicinity of that area. Keldrick Falk.
What'd I say?
There you go.
What'd I say? You traded for Kendrick. You traded for Jermaine Johnson. You already got your pass rushing edge. You go get Keldrick
Somebody
Falk.
that can set the edge for you.
Look at David Mulligetta.
Again, good on you. Glad you didn't go to the Cowboys, though, my guy.
I'm glad he got drafted tonight.
Yeah.
That would have been rough going to the green room tonight and not getting drafted.
Is he the last one in the green room?
Nope, Colton Hood was in there.
Colton Hood, oh.
Seattle might
I mean,
get
look
him.
at that necklace. The drip tonight has been great for these guys.
I think Colton Hood can go here.
I hope for you. Cornerback? Seattle need a cornerback?
Yeah, they lost Tariq Woolen,
Yeah,
and they
Woolen,
lost Kobe Bryant. All they got really is Devin Witherspoon, that other guy. So I can see them going Colton Hood. I'm happy for you, buddy. I didn't want you to walk out of there today not getting drafted. You had to wait 3 hours.
So my guy Damian Whalen, who is the big Bears fan, he's very happy with the way they picked Dylan Thieneman. He said he wanted a skilled safety more than he did a so-so edge, and I don't blame you for that. I think, again, Dylan Thieneman was a great pick, and I think he has a bright future ahead for him. And for your sake, I hope he does. But I think he does. He reminds me a lot of the safety for the. He does play safety, doesn't he?
Who?
Cooper DeJean, or no, he's slot
He
quarterback.
was a
little bit of a gadget
hybrid.
all over the place. Yeah. So not just because they're white boys, but the play and the pedigree remind me a lot of each other. So if he's anywhere close to Cooper DeJean, Damian, you got a lot to look forward to with that pick for sure.
And who was his pick? Dylan Thieneman?
Thieneman, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he'll be fine. He'll love that. All right, Colton Hood, I believe, is the only one in the green room tonight who has not been drafted from the top of my knowledge.
He'll go top of the draft tomorrow for sure. He was thought of as a top prospect, possibly.
I think
late first
Seattle
rounder.
could grab him here. I think Seattle could grab
For
him.
his sake, I hope he does, so he doesn't have to wear that same suit tomorrow.
I think he might be heading home tomorrow. Yeah, 6'5", 285. I mean, he's a big boy.
Will you stop, Booger?
You know
Ceilings
Booger
the
McF-
sky.
Booger
Ain't
McFarland
nobody
loves
listening to Booger. Anybody with a name by Booger, who's gonna be
that.
listening
Leave
to
him
you?
alone.
Nah, I
His
like
mama
Booger.
named him that.
I like Booger.
All right, last pick of the night. It's been a
All
fun
right.
one. Been a fun one.
Being great, chopping it up with my son.
They chopped it down. They chopped it down about 30 minutes. God, what's taking so long? Come on, Seattle. You know who you want.
But I want to take this time to give my appreciation of my son having me on as his special guest. It's been a long time in the making. It's been, what, over 2 years now since you've been doing your broadcast now?
Yeah.
And great young talent. Got a bright future ahead of him. Can't wait to see what the future holds for him. Looking forward to more in the future. You know, I know doing this for 2 years, it can get a little boring doing all this by yourself.
yeah.
So it's great to be able to chop it up and finally be able to do this with you.
Oh, yeah. I actually tested today. I've got my Zoom up and running. I figured it out. Perfect, ready to go. I plan on having a lot of more guests on virtual because I think it's an easier option for me. So anyone who wants to come on is more than happy to have you via Zoom. Got that figured out. So I got a lot of exciting things going on. Can't wait. So I think Colton Hood might be
Let us
big.
see my guy Colton get, because they said he was the real McCoy. That's the way the article put it. He's the real McCoy, not Jermod, but Colton
I
Hood.
won't say all that. They said that Jamal McCoy kid was really good.
Yeah, but
If Nick Saban had him on there,
that's worrisome with that injury, though. Definitely first round talent, but injuries can deter that. Unfortunately for him.
who's the 12s going to get?
Yeah, I've heard they could go that running back. Honestly, to pair him with Charbonnet.
What running back? That running back from
The top one that was in the draft, it's available right now.
I feel like as a Super Bowl champion, like if you win the Super Bowl, you care less about the draft this year.
You always have to stack. I don't care how.
But I'm gonna
good
be
you are.
honest. If you're a fan, if you're a Seahawks fan coming from the Super Bowl, it's kind of like your first round pick, and now it's like whatever, dude. Like we just won the freaking Super Bowl. I feel like
Good for you, my man.
I feel like for fans who have sucky teams, the draft is kind of like their Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Shout out to the
like
Jets.
if you got a top 10, 11 pick, you're like, oh, who are we gonna get?
Especially when you have 3 picks like the Jets in the first round. Good for my man. 2-time cancer survivor, getting to make his selection for his best team, for his favorite team here.
He's excited.
He survived brain cancer.
Jesus.
That's what I'm talking about. You might need to go WWE, my guy.
Oh, yeah, he's about to kill that microphone.
Another Make-A-Wish. Fantastic. That's the running back. Yep.
Oh, he went to Notre Dame too?
Yep. Wow. The only 2 running backs in the draft come from Notre Dame.
Wow. I didn't even know Notre Dame had a backup running back going that high.
Shout out to Notre Dame.
You needed a running back because, I mean, Charbonnet tore his ACL, so you
Kenneth
needed
Walker
something.
left. You got to have somebody to step in and do it. 5'10", 203 is great size for a running back. Ooh, he's looking like Gibbs out there.
So Emmanuel McNeil Warren didn't go tonight. Colton Hood didn't go tonight. Jamal McCoy didn't go tonight. I think those were the big names. C.J. Allen didn't go
I don't
tonight.
know how far news coming out that Jamal McCoy still needs another surgery, not dealing with the like a bone, like something dealing with his bone, which is pretty serious. So maybe a freshman redshirt year for him. So you gotta have a team that has the ability to let him sit, and even doing that going forward, and that kind of injury history, I hate it for the kid because according to all pundits, he has first round talent. But
he had
again,
top 10 talent.
yeah, absolutely.
Top 10 talent.
And, you just hate to see things like that. These injuries come into play. But unfortunately, in football and especially in the NFL, it is a sad reality. I hate it for Jamal McCoy.
All right. Now that is officially the end of the first round for tonight. It was a fun one. The report initially that there was going to be a lot of trade ups really wasn't what really happened.
Yeah.
I think we saw really 1 trade up, 2 trade ups. No, 1 trade up. No, 2 because who else traded back?
KC
KC traded up. That was the big trade up. Was there another one?
Cowboys traded up one
No,
spot.
I'm talking about like a big. No, that was the only team that traded up because they traded up with they traded up with the Browns. So wasn't a lot of big trade ups like Jordan Schultz
made
did
it out to
predict,
be,
like they
yeah.
made it out to be, which is really shocking. I can't say just because of how many people were really expecting to move off of their picks, given how lackluster their talent was at the top. But it was an exciting night. I think everyone got what they wanted. I think this was one of them drafts where it felt like every team pretty much got what they needed. You really didn't have that, wow, why did they pick that player type pick? I think the only one was what? Ty Simpson. But
Yep.
we really can't say
So
that.
that was my next question. What was your surprise pick
Uh,
of the night?
I think maybe just from initial reaction, the Carnell Tate pick.
Yeah, going so high. Yeah.
I think I've saw everybody saying that Carnell Tate was. I just think everybody said the Chargers are going to go, not Chargers, but the Titans were going to go defense, whether it be an edge rusher or the linebacker, Arvell Reese or Sonny Styles, or even Jeremiah Love. I keep forgetting. I mean, Jeremiah Love was even an option there. So
Yeah.
Carnell Tate was just not a name for me that even came to thought. So just the idea of Carnell Tate going that high was shocking. And I think
Somewhere around top 10, but top 4. Yeah, that wasn't on the bingo card.
the Giants passing up on Caleb Downs was a shocker for me.
Yeah.
I can say that, but it wasn't as big because I like I said, I predicted I thought they were going to go get an offensive lineman with one of their 2 picks. So they got Arvell Reese at 5 because they felt like he was the best available at the time. They really didn't feel like he was going to be there. So I knew they were going to get one of the 2.
I guess mine was Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
I did not see him going that high, and especially to the Rams. I felt like he was, honestly, if he went first round, I felt like he was going to go to the Cardinals.
Yeah, and I think another one might be for me, like the Caleb Banks to Minnesota at 18. I kind of feel a little rich compared
Yeah,
to
that
what
is a
many
little
people were saying-
rich,
what
for
many people were
sure.
saying. If you were to say that there was a team that overpaid for what they got, Mike could be that pick. But even though they didn't have to trade up for him, but it was just one of those things where like, did you reach a little bit for that player? Because
Yeah.
he was, I think Caleb Banks was like a late first, early second round type value
Well, again,
player.
that's where one of those things are, hey, if you don't think he's going to make it to, if you covet the player and you feel like he might not make it to your next day's pick, you got to go ahead and bite the bullet and get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where several years ago, we picked our future center and possible Hall of Famer and Travis Frederick at pick 31 when we traded back and got him. A lot of pundits had him as a 3rd-round prospect, and we know how that turned out.
Yeah.
He was a Pro Bowler, All-Pro from day one. So, you can't really judge. They say you can't judge a draft until 3 years later. So, you never know what you're going to get. But
Yeah, I think for me, my shocker is the Carnell Tate. I am a little shocked that the Chiefs moved up so early. I really felt like Dallas or somebody else or the Cardinals was possibly a team that would move up. Well, I don't think the Cardinals. I think there's another team I'm thinking of from the top of my head, but I didn't feel like the Chiefs were going to move up like they did to get Delane. I feel like Delane could have been there at 10 or 11. I think the Chiefs were picking at 9.
Yeah.
So I feel like Delane could have been there at 9, but they traded up 3 spots to get him. But I wouldn't say that's my big shocker. I'd say my big shocker was Tate because it just felt like everybody around the league and around media were like, yeah, the Titans are going defense with their first pick. I mean, it's just where they were going. So I think off the board that early, and I can say I think that was like my shocking pick of the night just because of just my initial reaction as far as like Dallas getting one of their premier players. Like, okay, we have a shot to get a Caleb Downs or one of those premier players that we were really wanting. But I think just from the last couple drafts that I've looked at, I feel like every team got what they wanted. They got what they needed. Nobody felt like they overpaid. And I think it just felt like that just because there really wasn't a lot of blue chip guys.
Yep,
you really
yep.
had your top heavy players. And it felt like from 16 on, you're pretty much coin flipping it.
Yeah,
I mean, you're just
I think
getting
this draft pretty much, was even keel. Nothing too crazy tonight. Not too many draft surprises.
Yeah,
I mean, a
we
few
didn't,
here and there.
We didn't have the Malik, like the Michael Penix at 10.
Yeah.
I think that's really what makes drafts. And I got to give a lot of. I think a podcast that I saw, OG Triangle Media, they're out of Raleigh. I think they brought up this topic 2 days ago. They had talked about how just this draft wasn't as it wasn't as exciting for them, I guess, from the outside looking in. People who are investing into stuff like me and you, like we invest in this. So obviously we don't need quarterbacks to make it interesting. But for the average football fan or football goer, the quarterbacks is what sells.
Yep.
So when you have the drafts, when the J.J. McCarthy's go 10, and like that's a coin flip type draft pick.
Yep.
J.J. McCarthy was not worth what he went. So it was kind of like one of them things like, oh hey, you have a controversial pick to talk about. In media tomorrow on Friday morning, I don't see there being a discussion about a pick where they're like, should they have drafted somebody else? I feel like everybody got what they pretty much needed.
Absolutely.
I think, the Jets probably passed on Harville Reese might be a topic, but I mean, they got David Bailey. I think one of the big ones might be the Giants passing up on Downs and Sonny Styles and getting two totally polar opposite players than what people were predicting. I think that could be one.
Yep,
Monster Delane trading up, Ruben Bain falling all the way to the Buccaneers might be a topic. Outside of that, I feel like everybody got what they wanted.
Yeah.
And I really think, I don't want to be a homer, but I think one of the winners for the night is Dallas for me.
Absolutely.
I mean, just from the team needs and all the histrionics I've talked about with them needing to come away with one of those big players. I think the Chiefs are another winner tonight. I feel like it was a big deal for them to get a corner or a tackle.
Top
so I think getting Delane and them being, I like the idea of them being proactive about it and feeling like, okay, we got to get this guy. So I love that for them. And I think the Jets, I got to give the Jets credit. I mean, you're going away tonight with 3 picks in the first round.
Definitely one of the winners.
And you get David Bailey, you get a wide receiver, and what they get? They got Sadiq. And so I think those are one of my biggest winners of the draft tonight. That's for me.
Yep.
I think a loser.
I honestly can't. Right off the top, I can't think of any.
No.
Big losers. Or anything like that. Like I said, that just lets you know that, the talent in this draft is pretty even across the board. Not too many big reaches other than Peter Woods, I would say.
And now that we think about it, I think a big topic tomorrow is definitely going to be Ty Simpson. I think Ty Simpson more than likely is just going to be the talk of the town just because of the topics going into the night was, okay, who's trading up into the first round to get Ty Simpson? We never really felt like Ty Simpson was going to go top 15, and he went 14. So I think that's probably something that's going to be a big talk of the town tomorrow.
Yep.
But day 2 is going to be very interesting for many teams. Got a lot of big names left, specifically at cornerback. I think it's going to be some wide receivers falling off the board. Avion Terrell and Colton Hood are 2 names that I really thought were going to go tonight, and they did not. So if I was Dallas, I would love to probably see them trade into the second round and get one of those guys.
Hey, we don't have the
I
power.
just don't see them. They don't have the power to get a second round pick.
Nope. Standing pat, third round is the only pick we got tomorrow night.
60 picks till they get to what they need. So I don't know. I don't think Jacob Rodriguez is going to be there.
No, definitely won't.
I don't think
sad.
I don't think the kid from Texas is going to be there. The Hill Jr. Anthony Hill is going to be there. Definitely C.J. Allen's not going to be there. And I just don't know what cornerback is going to be good enough at that time. Do you roll the dice on Jamal McCoy in if he's available? I don't know.
No.
We did that already with
that injury history is just too scary. He's going to stay.
Yeah.
He's going to stay. He's going to stay hurt.
We did that with Siobhan Ravel last year. I don't know if we're going to do that again this year.
Honestly, not as bad, but it just feels like a Jalen Smith type situation for me.
I don't think it's that bad.
I'm not feeling. That's what I said. It's not that bad, but I mean, I just think he's going to stay on the IR, and I hope I'm proved wrong, but I just don't see him having a long NFL career with what he's going through.
Yeah.
But with that being said, my fans, I think that marks the end of night one.
Yeah, I'm ready to call it a night. I actually got to get up early and do some things, and I want to see what people's got to say. Obviously, I have my 2 cents. I kind of want to go back and look on YouTube and see everybody's reactions to all these picks, specifically the Pat McAfee show. I want to see what everybody's thoughts is. I know they're probably about to do some pressers here in a minute, so I want to do see what that's going to be. I know that's roughly going to be another hour and a half's worth of watching stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get off here. It was fun. I think it's probably the longest live stream I've had, 3.5 hours. So,
Great to chop it up with my
so
boy.
it was fun.
Feeling good.
We'll have them on. Hey, we're happy. Caleb Downs. Got a lot to look
Welcome
forward
to
to.
Cowboy Nation. Caleb Downs and Malachi Lawrence.
Yeah, the next 5 months is going to be very fun leading up to the season. We got something to look forward to. Cowboys fans is happy. I already saw the reactions from the Star from watching the draft live. I mean, it feels like everybody's on board. I don't think there's one person who's just not in favor of this pick outside of maybe Skip Bayless, because I've already seen his 2 cents about it.
Cares about Skip Bayless.
But yeah, we're gonna log off here. It was fun. I'll see y'all in the next one. Maybe do something Saturday. I'm pretty much probably go more in depth about the draft, my thoughts, and maybe talk about some stuff live about what's going on in the 3rd round, maybe a little bit. But I think I'll see you.
And positivity.
Yeah, peace, love, and positivity.
Always.
We'll see you. Have a good night, and we'll recap tomorrow.
Love
Get
you.
ready tomorrow. It was fun. Peace.